Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday, November 18th. Give yourself a pat on the back. You made it to the weekend, and Twitter is still here, y'all. We are still here. We're still up. Despite all the craziness that happened last night, we are live and back and better than ever, here to talk basketball and Twitter today, because it's a conversation we can't avoid any longer. As Elon Musk asserts his authority after purchasing it. This is what we get to look forward to for a while. Shout out to those who have subscribed to the review, the Hoop Spaces newsletter, bringing you the in-depth recap of all the games, links to the news and notes around the league to make you a better fan, as well as spotlights on creators of who we think or who I think are important, such as C. Hendo. Chris Henderson talking to John Wall today. Go ahead and grab it. It's a quick interview. You'll love the dope access he's been having. Give C. Hendo a follow at C. Hendo here on Twitter and on YouTube to help him continue to grow and get more access. And he does more than basketball, by the way. He does football in the NFL. He does Major League Baseball, gaming, shoes, you name it. Brought to you today, once again, by slamgoods.com. Head over to slamgoods.com. And even if you're a Nets fan, you can use promo code HoopSpaces to pick up the collector's edition that just dropped featuring Jalen Brunson and Derrick Rose. It's $20, so if you use promo code HoopSpaces, you save $3, and that's enough to get you a proper cup of coffee. Promo code HoopSpaces, slamgoods.com. Part of the Slam Online Network from the magazines of yesteryear, which you can buy. It's called the Rewind Series. You should check it out. Promo code HoopSpaces. And also, don't forget the pickup card game over there, too. Shout out to She and everything he is doing, spreading the love of basketball. All right, game winner in Portland. The Clippers look bad, even though they came back in a rally. And some team in California actually is playing good basketball. All that and more. Getting ready. What's up, everybody? Hey, if you want a mic, go ahead and grab one. I'm going to go ahead and put the review up there. So it's a pretty informal show today. There's only 3 games last night. They were all West Coast games. Shout out to the NBA for giving 60% of their fan base absolutely nothing to do but hemorrhage their sanity, as Twitter had seemed to go into a death spiral last night. Yet here we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are still here. Twitter is still here, and I don't think we necessarily need to worry about it going anywhere long term. However, after being on various group chats and some conference calls and some private rooms and Clubhouse, there is a chance that there will be a disruption in service. I'm not going to lie. We're looking at an additional 500 to 700 people probably leaving employment. And if you were up last night and you saw it, many of them came aboard on Twitter and started talking about what was going on. Most concerning is the engineers who manage the timeline, right? It takes a team, and if you know how the timeline works, it seems to almost automatically update and put you to the top of the nearest and newest stuff. And that's actually already slowing down for some outside of Twitter internal, and it's slowed down internal Twitter, which is concerning because we have the World Cup coming up. And as Elon Musk put it out earlier today, never been more usage, which is the truth. But it's going to spike again with the World Cup, and there could be disruption in service as things get overloaded and they don't have the workforce to possibly handle it. However, the good news is with Elon Musk's tweet about the highest usage ever, I mean, that just shows the demand for Twitter. And when there's demand for something like that, you don't really see it, disappear. So that's good news. The bad news is, I'm telling you now, and I've been saying this since he said he was going to purchase Twitter, it is going to change into probably a microtransaction or a combination subscription and microtransaction service. There will probably still be a free option, but it'll be limited. And like what I found really interesting last night, as we have a Discord, we just never used it. Many of you joined last night. I'm going to get the Discord up there if you do want to join. But Discord actually already does what Elon Musk wants to do. Is they give you basically a free base model, but then you've got to go Nitro, right? And then you've got like different packages of Nitro, and each package gives you a different level of access. Like if you play 2K, you do that already. Like you earn virtual currency of which you can also purchase. Right, those are the microtransactions, and then you go in the game menu, you pick up your new moves, et cetera, et cetera. And if you play online gaming and pay for a subscription, or if you have Netflix, or if you have Disney Plus, same principle, right? Like Amazon does this. You get a base level with the Prime subscription, and then you have to add on Amazon Music. YouTube does this. You get base level YouTube. And so, like, what I found funny is we're also kind of ignoring the reality is that Twitter existed in a bubble. And the bubble was based off of an altruistic sense from the original founder, Jack. And over the course of time, it started needing to generate a profit. And they tried to stay as altruistic, open source, and free as much as possible. If you've been paying attention to the news in the tech sector, Facebook laid off over 10K. Amazon is going through a process of layoffs of their social app AMP and some other offices. They're consolidating. They're also offering early retirement severance packages. Reports are now coming out that Google, the Alphabet company, is also in the midst of potentially getting ready for a series of layoffs and consolidation. And then, like, when you scale back, this is a cycle that happens in tech. So part of this is actually the natural life cycle of this type of apparatus. And when you combine that with Elon Musk's history of purchasing businesses or organizations, like what he's doing now is what he did everywhere. So I do not believe Twitter long-term is going anywhere. I do think there is a possibility of a service disruption, but I don't necessarily think it's the end of the world type of service disruption either. I think we'll deal with a lot of slow loading tweets, but I think maybe DMs will actually still work. I don't know, but it's going to be an interesting it's going to be an interesting weekend. I can tell you that much. All right, if you want to come on up, do us the favor, shoot us a follow. The latest episode. See, I did it again. The latest issue of the review is up there. Okay. Only 3 games. So it's just 3 games of breakdowns. You're getting some news that's kind of like cleaning up some stuff out of Brooklyn, a couple other things. But we also added at the beginning of the week almost a World Cup section. And we have some creators who are also, soccer fans, and they're going to be following the World Cup. In fact, one of them just touched down in Doha. Shout out to Dime Dropper. You can follow him over on Locked On Clippers and Dime Dropper Pod. And we're going to be putting that in there as well. I'm going to be watching. I like international soccer. So we'll add that to the newsletter. So you'll get some actual behind-the-scenes live footage, so if you will. I want to give a shout-out to all of Nets Twitter. I want to go ahead and give you a round of applause because I tell you what, I don't think there's another fan base in the league that can flip-flop so fast on a dime and everything, every pivot, every time be 100% believable. There was praise for Jacque Vaughn last night. There was praise for Ben Simmons. There was love for Royce O'Neal. And just 48 hours ago, the world was falling apart. KD was calling out his teammates, and Royce O'Neal was supposedly like the next Wally Zerbiak. I don't know. All right, the review is up. Go ahead and like and retweet that to get up on stage. I want to give a shout out down below to some of the creators that we have in here. Saints and AJ from Nets Kingdom are in the building. You can catch them hosting spaces here, oftentimes with the best of Brooklyn Twitter. That's Nets Twitter, Nets World. Shout out to y'all. You can also catch them over on YouTube. where I probably be trying to drop in more because we will now have to accelerate what our plans were, which I don't like, man. I'm a very methodical person, and like I appreciate some of the stuff Elon's doing, but God, you could do it in a better manner because you're messing my flow up. Um, we are expanding, but we expand at the pace of life. But now life is telling us to go faster. So we have our YouTube. I'll get that up there as well. We have an Instagram. I'll get that up there. We just don't promote it because we were trying to build slowly and organically throughout this season, much like I did last season. Shout out to Justin Patton down below. He is our YouTube coordinator. If you are a content creator making YouTube videos and you have like a cut up and edited, or you have a short, hit my man Justin up and we'll get it up on our YouTube channel so we can get some more eyes on it as we pull up and build up, as well as getting in the newsletter. All right, so back to Saint and AJ. We'll be up there, and I love what they do. They want a great space covering all things Nets and NBA, so make sure you check them out there. EK Johnson is in the building. Try to work with him, maybe bring him aboard to maybe fill a role in the future. You can find him here coming in trying to tell me Doc Rivers ain't a great coach, like it ain't been said by the NBA. But you can also find him on Instagram as well. We have Rolo down below. We also have Speak On It Jose. That's Paradox Killer. Those two are two of the three hosts of 77 Spaces. Make sure you shoot them a follow and get some Mavs content on your timeline. If you want, you could also go down the rabbit hole of bad food takes that I have in the history of my timeline. And I suggest you do that now because you're going to miss it later. Like, I can't tell you. Like, I had literal people DMing me last night saying, look, man, if this goes down, just know I was laughing at your food pictures. Like, people that I ain't never talked to before, just reaching out randomly. So, like, the food is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. All right, if you want to come on up, like and retweet the show card. The show card today is the issue of the review. If you have not subscribed, I don't know why you haven't. It's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. Most of you are in here every day, so go ahead and drop an email. Drop an email, and you'll never miss out on a bit of action as I go ahead and bring up my scoreboard as apparently my computer crashed. All right, we've got a couple people already getting ready to come up. I'm going to check for the retweets, but before there, I'm going to go ahead and give the scores from last night at the NBA. Top 25 men's and women's college basketball as well, as we look forward to building out and providing you some more just basketball coverage. So last night, 3 games in the NBA. Brooklyn over Portland, 109-107. Last second tip-in by Royce O'Neal, securing a triple-double, and a whole bunch of Nets fans had to eat crow covered in ketchup because I'd said at the beginning of the season, and I've still been saying it throughout, Royce O'Neal was a good pickup. You just don't like the fact that he doesn't shoot the way you want to shoot, but he does everything else. He rotates fantastically. He picks up players who are 8 inches taller. He guards players that are 3 inches shorter and faster. He fights for every rebound. He tries to save every loose ball. The man steals the ball. He passes. He gets blocks. Like, what do you want him to do? Because he can't shoot like Kyrie. You think he's a bum. Like, that's just idiotic. Shout out to Royce O'Neal. Kevin Durant, his normal great self, just leading the Nets in scoring, 35 points, easy work. 13 for 22, 8 for 10 from the line. Like, I don't think people realize if he had never gotten hurt, we're talking a different story. Like, the only argument, if he had never gotten hurt between him, Steph, and LeBron is rings at that point because he lost 2 years of productive basketball. And to see him come back in his mid-30s and dominate, absolutely fantastic. And if you are not a fan, shut up. We don't care. Like, we really don't care. Last night, also, we had 2 teams play going in opposite directions. The Los Angeles Clippers won 96-91, and the Sacramento Kings won 130 and 112. And even though they both win, you're probably asking how did different directions? Well, it's how they won. The Clippers look done. Like, they Kawhi's back, but he's going to have to be way load managed. He had 24 minutes last night. PG was PG, and that's not necessarily a great thing. They had to rely on Reggie Jackson going 7 for 11 for 23 points for this win. That doesn't happen every day. And then they were playing the Detroit team without Isaiah Stewart and Cade Cunningham. So it was really just Bohan Bogdanovic and Jaden Ivey with, the returning Marvin Bagley the third. This is like his third game back. Like, they should have won. They should have won easily at home, and they didn't. They were down in the fourth quarter and had a rally to come back. Sacramento, on the other hand, 130 over San Antonio. Mike Brown, I said this before, is doing things different in Sacramento. And like, if you look back on Mike Brown's coaching career as a head coach, it isn't bad. It really isn't. But the thing that kind of follows him is he's not a high ceiling coach. He's a floor raiser. Well, if you look at what's going on in Golden State and you look at the success in Sacramento, maybe there's value there. Maybe he's better of a coach than you might have thought. Sacramento, 130, 112. De'Aaron Fox, another great game, 28 points, 8 assists. We also had a Malik Monk sighting, making Lakers fans question once again the brilliance of Rob Pelinka. 26 points off the bench. Perfect six-man role for Malik Monk because whenever he comes in, he doesn't have to be the primary ball handler, but he has that ability. Terrence Davis pulled the start after getting a miraculous performance. He only played 15 minutes because guess what? He's still Terrence Davis. Like, nothing wrong with that, right? But that's just kind of how it is. 15 minutes, and Davion Mitchell, Malik Monk got the remaining of those minutes. Domantas Sabonis, 32 minutes, 16 and 8. Harrison Barnes, 16 and 8. Like the Kings seem to be legit. And more importantly, when they closed out on the fourth quarter, they really closed out 41 points to 30. Shout out Devin Vassell, 29 points on a team that really sorely missed Keldon Johnson. There. Yeah, I got nothing for the Spurs. They didn't look that good. All right, make sure you like and retweet the show card today to get up on stage. Saint from Nets Kingdom is up here. We've got Bakari getting ready to join. And then we still have Nixon-ish still hasn't done it. They'll get around. It's okay. Saint, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Chris. How's it going, bud? I'm finally, this is a good morning because I actually get to talk with you after a Nets win opposed to a Nets blowout and not be able to listen. So double W for me this morning. But hey, you were mentioning obviously the channel. Always appreciate the love. Like, we're already set up, ready to go. And I was talking to AJ, like, we're also going to put a section in streams where we do talk other things NBA and talk about some of the other games. So we're trying to branch out a little bit. But the other thing that is out there, if God forbid Twitter Spaces and Twitter falls apart, is you always can make a Spotify green room. Like, it's literally like Spaces. It's not as cool, but
I have a Spotify account. I just never go over there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, be prepared. I mean, it's another avenue to talk in the same function and still run the same show. I think you would be successful no matter where you went, though, Chris. So, but
well, thank you. Give yourself a point.
Thank you. Yeah. No. Last night was a good game. I'm not heavy on, like, I like Royce. I mean, we definitely, Nets Nation can go back and forth between, like, 1 second this is their favorite player, and then the next second they're like, get this bum off my team, right? You're seeing it with Cam Thomas right now too. Cam came out, had a couple good games, and then he disappears, and he's inconsistent and low basketball IQ, and then nobody says anything. Then they clamor for him. Where's Cam? He comes out, has a couple good, he's the truth, and then he disappears. I mean, but that's how Nets, I don't know. I think that's most fan bases with some players, but we definitely are a special group. I will give it that. But I loved Royce, man. Like, I have no issues with Royce. I think he's another player that's being asked to do a little bit more than he should be. But by and large, he had a rough start, but he's always hustling out there. He's always playing, looking to contribute in the game. And, like, that's what you need. You need those that are role players or your starters. You need a guy like Royce. Not always going to be perfect, but he doesn't quit. Like, I don't know why people would have an issue with that. But I mean, he
I
saved
I don't know
KD's
either.
butt last night, right? Like all the chatter before, you saw it. Oh my God, Royce is this, and then just crickets after the game. The guy won you the game
Yeah, he did twice.
twice. Yeah,
Twice.
exactly, twice.
I'm getting this tweet out here because I find it funny because right out the gate, Saint pops up and the first thing he says, "I have no problem with Royce." I think he's separating himself from the likes of a certain Charlotte Hornets fan.
No, it's not that I'm trying to separate. It's just I've always liked the pickup, and I think there's things he's provided to this team that it's needed. He's been a guy that's been scrappy, getting in people's faces. Like even though some of his fouls are stupid, but he's still got like an attitude out there. He's hustling all the time. Like I don't know why. That's something as Nets Nation has complained about is where's our scrappy players? Where's our guy that's gonna like put pressure on the ball. Like even if he gets cooked, I don't care. Like you're showing a part of the game that we severely lacked. And same
I
thing
think
with
that's actually why they started Sumner.
yeah, Sumner's. I still think I get that too, but I think he's not quite there yet.
No,
He's not there. Like I think between Sumner, Cam, Joe Harris, Seth Curry, you're gonna have a lot of inconsistent games. And it's going to be one of these guys that is probably going to step up during each game. Like, and I just think that's how it is. Fans are expecting these guys to be perfect every game. And I don't know. I've never seen it that way.
well, let me go ahead and give you another point for getting last night's Tony Snell Award winner correctly. Seth Curry, 28 minutes, 0 for 5, 0 points,
Yeah.
one steal, one block.
Yeah. Utah. Hey, thank God for Utah. That's all I got to say.
Yuta Watanabe, the hero Brooklyn needs.
Yep.
20 points off the bench, 5 for 7 from 3, 7 boards, 2 assists. And there was a sighting. There was a sighting of Benjamin, maybe Benjamin Simmons.
Like he's potentially coming back.
Like he can play this game that we call basketball. I don't know if you heard about this, but it's a game where you use a spherical object that bounces back. You manipulate the forces of physics around you to bounce this ball. And you have to launch it, again, physics, at an angle of ascent and descent with the correct amount of velocity to go through a conveyance called a hoop. And you get a point. Actually, 2 if it's within this perimeter circle. And then if you're outside of this perimeter circle, it's really like a half oval, you get 3.
Somebody said this, Chris, last night. It's like watching somebody learn how to. It's like watching your son or somebody learn how to play basketball again. That's what somebody said, and I mean, there's some truth to it. Listen, he is getting better. His last few games, he's doing things that he hasn't been doing. He looks a lot more comfortable. He looks like he's trusting his body. The contact, the last couple of games, I'm not seeing the fear that you could visibly see from him. I'm not like running, screaming, "Oh, he's the truth! All-Star Ben is back." I'm not doing that, but it's like you want to see this. Like at least if you're a Nets fan, I don't care if you hate him or not. There's always going to be people that are going to hate the dude no matter how well he does. But like as a Nets fan, you need to see this because the guy has zero trade value. We desperately need him to be part of the team, and he's starting to wake up. And I dare say that if you don't have Ben Simmons play last night, the Nets don't win the game. Like
Yeah.
he's another part of last night. If there was no Ben, you don't win the game. I actually found myself saying I need Ben and KD to come back in so we can win this game.
I said that. I said that for all the false hope that Knicks fans might have gotten yesterday with their win over, not yesterday, but the night before with the win over Denver, this could be one of those false hope wins too, because like you needed Ben to do that and you needed Utah to do that, right? Like that's bad, bro.
Yes, it is, and I'm not like they called me negative again, and I'm going to continue to tell people that truth is not negativity. It's your inability to accept what is reality. That is one of the biggest issues that plagues the world, is that when somebody speaks the truth and you don't like it, it means you're all of a sudden being negative. No, you just don't like truth. You have been lied to most of your life. So I'm just
Started with
saying,
cereal. He's not lying, folks. It started with cereal. Like you've been lied to since you was a kid.
and it ended with coleslaw. Okay, so we can.
Coleslaw's elite, bro. Don't do
I
that.
can throw him back at you.
Coleslaw's elite. Coleslaw's gonna save your gut and save you from colon cancer. Real quick, let me get some college in here. I want to go over the women's college scores. South Carolina should be illegal to play. They should be held out and only play one game a month. That they must win by a minimum of 50 to count as a victory. As they hammer an undefeated Clemson team, who is not bad. Like they're actually good. I've seen them. Like I watched them the whole game. They're good. 85-31. It is insane. Ohio State, ranked number 8th overall, defeated Ohio 86-56. Indiana, the Hoosier ladies, the women Hoosiers, 96-61 over Bowling Green. Villanova, ranked 24, they're 67-41 over Pennsylvania. And upset alert, Kansas State beats number 4 Iowa, 84-83. We have some men's top 25 scores for you coming up at the 11 o'clock hour. We'll go ahead and get Jay the Wakandan up here. His thoughts on the Nets Trailblazers game. We got Bonkai up here getting ready to come up. If you want to come on up, do us the favor, shoot us a follow, and like and retweet the Hoop Spaces review. And like, if you really like basketball, you should really subscribe. It's 100% free. Jay the Wakandan, real quick, your thoughts of Portland and Brooklyn from last night, and we'll talk to Bonkai. We'll close up on the Nets with Saint from Nets Kingdom, unless we get AJ coming up here wanting to give his take. I don't know. He might be at work. Go ahead, Jay. What's up? Good morning.
Good morning. This world is always better about honesty. So I can honestly say I did not watch 1 second of this game. I had some adulting to do. It wasn't even hate. But I am going to read the review. I was about to open it when you called me up, but I didn't want to get the horns or the whatever. So I just came up to say good morning to everyone. And I wanted to shout out the Southern Jaguars for beating Northwestern State 56-52.
There you go. Bonkai, hop in here quickly.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Good morning, everybody in the room. Coleslaw is trash. And
nobody was laughing. Like the joke fell flat.
It wasn't a joke.
Coleslaw is delicious.
Wow. I hope you didn't hear that.
His wife just burned him in the background.
Yes!
That's funny,
Eternal glory is
How else do you eat
mine.
your sandwiches without coleslaw? It is the most delicious thing in the world.
Okay, get out of here.
Get it together.
Hey,
Okay,
give her the mic, Bonkai. Give her the mic.
You better not let her go, bro. if something happens, we are coming to New York. Like, keep her.
Yeah, tomorrow she need on Monday. We would like her to be talking instead of you, Bonkai.
Okay.
Burn.
I've really gotten into my sports talk. I've been screaming.
Man, look at that.
Great.
All right, see, you see what happens? That's what we call karma.
Yep. I should have never said anything about coleslaw.
You're right.
Yep.
Over under 3 months until Bonkai becomes a coleslaw lover.
Oh no, that's never happening. I'm not. I've never had coleslaw. I don't think I'll ever have coleslaw.
Wait a second. Then you can't even say. You know what? You're gonna eat those words. Mark this down, ladies and gentlemen. 10:32 Eastern Time, Friday, November 18th, 2022. Bonkai said he has never had coleslaw.
You know what it is? For me? I'm very, and I hate this about myself. I don't know. I'm very sensory when it comes to certain things. So, for example, the smell of coleslaw, and I'm not trying to like be funny or anything, but it just kind of makes me sick for some reason.
Yeah,
Even if
you
I'm
had some. That's some bad coleslaw, bro.
even when I'm close to it, I'm just like I can't. Like same thing with like bananas and stuff. Like I'm sensory when it comes to like certain foods for some reason.
Do you have that same issue with watching certain basketball teams or no?
No, no.
Nice underhand jab. All right, closing out on Brooklyn in Portland. Cam Thomas 7 minutes. He's gonna not play. Kyrie Irving coming back on Sunday, more than likely, unless they just DNP him for an extra practice. Your expectations: 7-9, trending up. Healthy Durant, what looks like a healthy Simmons, and a healthy Kyrie. Do you think the drama has subsided enough where you're going to be able to be successful this year?
I okay, and I'm not going to go over the top like some people are. We're trending in a better direction. I do think Coach Vaughn has helped change the direction of this team, and it's been night and day between Coach Nash and Vaughn. You're seeing it in the play calling, you're seeing it in the coaching. So something is going on. It's still going to take time for this group to gel and figure it out. Like you said, Kyrie's coming back. You still have to slide him into this situation. KD has been out there up front saying, we are running a system. It's obvious, like we like it. And we can't wait to see how Coach Vaughn utilizes Kai when he comes back. And that is key. Is Kyrie going to do his own thing, or is he going to slide right in with what they're trying to do? Because clearly something has looked different. If you watch enough Nets basketball, you can definitely see Vaughn is a much better coach than Nash, and it has affected the team in a positive way. So I think we're going to continue to trend. I'm not screaming we're taking it. We're going to be atop this seat. No, I'm not doing that. I think we are going to win games. I think we are going to be better. It's just going to take a little bit more time. You still have to look for TJ Warren to come back. Guys are still trying to find their place within the rotation. I have no reason to think anything more negative is going to happen. I think once he gets in there, some of the drama will be there. You'll have some idiots asking some questions, but I do think it is going to subside and the team's going to move on. And then we can start looking at possible trades, buyouts that could really improve the team. But I'm happy the direction it's going. So without Kyrie and firing Nash, I did not expect the team to actually play as well as they did. So they're surpassing my expectations at the moment.
All right, appreciate it. We have Damo and Froyo up here. Damo, Froyo, we just asked that you retweet the Hoops Faces review. If you're down below wanting to come on up, that is what you need to do. You need to like and retweet the Hoops Faces review. That's the engagement that we asked for. So we can continue to build one day at a time, y'all. That's just what we have to do. We'll go to Froyo first. Froyo, go ahead, get your jab in. We got Bankai with his hand up. Then we'll go to Damo again. If you want to come on up, like and retweet that.
What's up, Chris? What's up,
What's
everybody?
up, Froyo?
I didn't have much to say, but this coleslaw propaganda is kind of nasty, just like the Lakers roster. So that's all I got.
I mean, the pro coleslaw is slander. Slander is slander. It's not slander if it's true, and coleslaw is elite. Ergo, not slander. I don't understand why people.
Like I said, Chris, coleslaw is just as good as this Lakers roster. So take it how you want it.
Well, that Lakers roster has Hall of Famers on it, so coleslaw's Hall of Fame. Hey, congratulations, man! Everybody, give Froyo a round of applause. It's got one of the top 3 players of all time. Damn, thank you, Froyo. Proving my point once again. Bankai, go ahead.
Yeah, like Saint mentioned, I really think it's going to be onto Kyrie now to not fall for the bait. It's going to be tough because you are going to have a lot of people trying to sneak in, certain questions and certain things to get him to fall for it. But hey, if he can keep out of the extra stuff, then maybe he can come back and actually help the Nets and start playing some games. And one more thing, this guy impressed me. Like Utah Watanabe, I didn't know he had that type of fire in him. Like I watched him after he hit that late three Blazers, and I was like, wow, like this dude actually has some character to him. He can play.
Yeah, a lot of people have forgot that he actually plays because he got destroyed by Anthony Edwards.
I
That
like him
was
though. I like him. He can shoot, and he looks like he has some personality to him as well. Like he showed it with that.
go ahead, Saint. I know you want to stick up for
No,
your man.
I'm not. It's not sticking up. It's like I agree with Bankai. Like I didn't really know much about him until he came to the Nets, and then I started watching like highlights on him. I'm like, yo, this kid does pretty much everything. He's not afraid to get dunked on. He's not afraid to take it in. He's a pretty decent basketball IQ player. He's another player like Royce O'Neal that you've talked about, that it's like he does something for this team at a position that we've desperately needed as far as a role player. And he just continues to get better and works on it. And you can see, like, when you get Kevin Durant excited about your play in a game and consistency, like you're doing something right. So it's not that I'm defending him. It's just I didn't know much about him, but he's exactly what the Nets needed.
Well, trust me, if you ask a Raptors fan, they will tell you all you need to know about him. Because
Yeah, like he looks like a winning basketball type of player, like that role player that you need on any team, like that'll do anything you ask him to with no problem. Like I like him honestly.
cool. I do too. That's and trust me, Toronto will take credit for that somehow, some way. I know they will
You
because
hear
they
that,
have.
Chris? You hear
But
that? They're coming. The Raptors fans.
I'm
Coming.
not. I'm not worried about the
The
Raptors
North is
fans.
coming right now.
I'm good with Raptors fans.
No,
Like
no, I'm saying
they're
they're coming to
awesome.
give him credit.
Oh, okay. Well, that was my fault. I was thinking you were saying something else.
No. I wasn't.
Oh, okay. All right. Damo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. As I'm sure you would imagine, my line of work this week has been crazy. But I wanted to come in,
Yes.
in case this is the last Two Spaces ever.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll keep going. Like we got this.
Yeah, I'm sure you have it, Chris. I'll say that. Sure, I'm very confident in you. But no, man, I will say I'm fully ready to do propaganda. I'm gonna, give it a good last time, as if it is the last time. So you should know that I'm in full propaganda mode for as long as I've been here. So just be prepared.
All right, cool. You're a little choppy, but I know you're now in full propaganda mode.
Cool.
It's your Verizon connection, bro. It's what it has to be because
Oh,
I've got.
don't make that joke. It's so
What?
bad right now.
Or is
What
it
do you
Twitter going
mean?
down?
Oh, it's not Twitter going
Ooh,
down.
Bronchi, my guy. That's what I'm talking about.
It's not because I hear everybody else completely fine. This is like the third time Damo sounded like he's on a bad Verizon commercial.
I was in SOS for 2 days with Verizon.
Ugh.
It was so bad.
I feel bad for Damo. Like he's really wanting to hop in here, and like it sounds really staticky, like we're listening to a 50s AM radio. We've got also up here 5 Leather Killer, our man Fat Man, Trav Fat Man. What's up? How you doing this morning?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing? You can hear me? I'm good.
Yep, we got you, man. How you doing?
All right. So, the Brooklyn Nets, right? Shout out to
Yeah.
Jacques Vaughn for being a coach and challenging his players. Shout out to KD for doing something that people think is wrong in today's sports, which is challenging your players in a way that is not detrimental, but they understand and they responded the right way. They didn't take it the wrong way. They took it as, yo, we just lost by 32. We got to step up and help him instead of saying, yo, he's trying to talk crazy about us like the sports world trying to do with New York media. Um, Shout out to Ben Simmons because I seen this in the Sacramento game. He was aggressive. He was going to the basket, and he just kept that energy going. And I don't know if anybody noticed this, but last night in the fourth quarter, he actually low key shut Dame down. It was hard for Dame to score when he was on him. Um, who else? Who else I could give love to? Oh, shout out Royce O'Neal. Watanabe is a heaven sent for a KD type team because he's a stretch 4-5 and he can make the three at a good level that keeps players honest. And you can't double team KD when he's in the corner on the opposite corner because they're gonna find him. He's gonna make it right now. Joe Harris stepped up. Um, Brooklyn Nets may have a problem though. They're gonna have to trade either Joe Harris or or Seth Curry, both or Patty Mills. All three of them cannot be playing. Or when Kyrie comes back, Patty Mills might be the person that falls back, but All three of them cannot be playing because they're undersized. Two of them don't play defense like that, and they're not making enough shots to stay on the court for me. For me. Um, and real quick, shout out to one of the leaders on this team, which is Markieff Morris. A lot of people don't want to show him love because he's not playing like that. But if people know, he's one of them people that is very team orientated. He got everybody back, and when they had that all players meeting, this is something I know for a fact. He was the main one challenging Ben Simmons. Every time Ben Simmons scored yesterday, he was the first person off the bench to congratulate him. His leadership on the bench, little do y'all know, has gotten him through this storm. And I would like to show him love and give him his flowers because a lot of people don't do that. And I know this for a fact. This is what he's doing. Whenever y'all to the next one, I'll be here though. But that's what I want to say. That was a great win yesterday.
Yeah, it was. I agree. And I got some troubling news. If you look up, it's now the fourth tweet. It's already happening. Faster than I thought. Thought we would make it to Sunday. We are already seeing some of the slowdown bleed into the main timeline. If you look at the picture, I was trying to get a reply in, and it's starting. But we here, we up. If you're down below and you want to get up, go ahead, like and retweet the very first tweet with the review. And if you haven't yet, and you love, coming in here, which a lot of you do, I don't want to give 170 plus people, some love. Thank you for signing up. That will have where we ultimately go if Twitter does go down. There are several options. There's Clubhouse, which we've taken part of before. Spotify, as Saint said, which is probably a main hub that would be doing similar to this. There's AMP. There's also YouTube and even TikTok and YouTube Shorts. As Tony is actually getting in there, Tony Schwartz, NBA, getting his TikTok, empire growing. So there's going to be hoop spaces. It just might be a little bit different until Twitter comes back, because the biggest thing that people have to understand is, like, rich people, tend to spend money differently. This is, to me, a personal pet peeve issue of Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. Is another driving force of this that really doesn't get a lot of play out in the open. I'll put the poll up there. I have a poll on who's going to win the coming social media wars, because it's coming. Make no mistake about it, and that's one of the reasons why Elon Musk bought Twitter, I believe, is because he understands that the power that these type of platforms are going to have. So I'll get that poll up there. But up next, we'll actually introduce Tony Schwartz, NBA, 5 Reasons Sports, some Miami Heat coverage. Also, find him doing the Bet is Edge. So get your inside tips specifically on the Heat. Tony, good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, good morning. I'm honestly here just in its normal capacity. We're here for jokes. As Froyo does know, I see Froyo down in the crowd. I am hungover at the moment. We were doing R&B spaces till the late wee hours.
What'd you sing?
I wasn't singing nothing. I was on mute. I was killing some falsettos, but I was on mute. And I just kind of want to spend time with everybody. I'm just here for jokes. I'm here for good vibes. I like talking about the Nets is kind of crazy while I'm here for good vibes, but I am here for it. But yeah, it's good to see you, man. You said you're thinking about going to Green Room. You're gonna go to Spotify Live.
The one issue that I haven't gone to Spotify is the construct they choose to put into place kind of elevated certain people where it's kind of not fair in competition standard. Like, yeah. I think I'll still succeed, right? But it's having to build all over again, and that's really more of a motivational issue than a reality. But part of the other issue is there are some other smaller platforms that actually might be more advantageous to creators, such as AMP if you're an individual creator. And then if you are a group creator system, Discord has been around for years and is stable, and you're able to build just kind of like Radio Roulette did, right? So there's different avenues of approach. For this general forum, it really comes down to either Clubhouse or Spotify, because there's no large general platform yet. So
Let's just get back to Clubhouse for the week or two that this thing's gonna be down.
Yeah, we might have a Clubhouse reunion, and then all matter of stuff will fly. Let me get Brooklyn Netcast in here. Caleb, good morning. Your Nets victorious, but as I had said to Saint a little bit earlier, you needed Ben Simmons to play as well as he did. You needed Yuta Watanabe to play as well as he did. Your thoughts in 60 seconds. We've got Bankai, Chris with sports, and then we're going to move on to the next game.
All right, thank you for the introduction, Chris. No, I've just been telling people for a few weeks now, you got to give Ben a little bit of time. Back surgery is no joke. He had a knee injury, and he's starting to round the corner now. If he can put up 15, 10, and 10 stat lines like he did last night and almost the night before, the whole season, and plays lockdown defense on the other team's best player, that's all you need. That's kind of what we wanted from him when we traded for him. So yeah, he locked down Dame most. Whenever he was on Dame had nothing against him. The Dame was either kicking the ball, having a screen set for him, or just simply trying to fight off Ben, and it didn't work. So huge props to Ben. Utah's been the most efficient player in basketball this year. It's weird. Between field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. I don't know what's going on with that, but he's been absolutely outstanding. Shut out again last night. Joe Harris started out real hot, then kind of slowed down, but he was good in the first. Royce was amazing last night, especially in the third and fourth quarter, especially the game winner. And then Katie did Katie things. And Claxton actually held his own against Nurk most of the night. So that was also nice to see, is that he was doing a decent job there, because he hasn't done so well against big body centers. So I like what I saw from the team, and we get Kyrie back Sunday, or most likely at least. So I'm excited about that, and we're almost there. We need TJ Warren and another piece, and I think I'm gonna where this team is, but it's good progress. So happy.
All right, stay up here because there'll be a couple probably more next questions. We'll go to Chris with sports next, and we got Bankai coming up. Chris, good morning. How you doing?
Look for me, Chris.
Yeah. You're the only other Chris up here, and I'm not going to call myself Chris. I don't have the ability or the coolness to pull off third person speak.
My bad. I was slipping. My daughter was bothering me. My bad.
It's all good.
But thank you for inviting me, man. Having me, and it's always a pleasure, man. And last night was a very good game. I'm still riding high off of that game. That was the best game ever from this Brooklyn Nets team, especially how we played against Sacramento. That was refreshing to see, especially from Watanabe. I've been on him since he first signed. I knew he was going to be a good addition, and it's starting to look like that. And also Ben Simmons looking good. And that's what you want to see, man. And hopefully that's a good sign moving forward. And especially with this tough task against Memphis. So we gotta see how we do against them. And I'm not sure, but Desmond Bane might be out of the team. We want to need
that. Yeah, Desmond Bane's out for a while.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because last game him and Ja was going. They just had their way against us. So
yeah,
hopefully we can get a win with him out, and John's going to have to carry the load with his role players, and Jackson too.
He has a sprained toe, and if you've never had a sprained toe, it seems like a small injury, but definitely is not. And right. He's gonna be out 2 to 3 weeks before he's reevaluated. So you got plenty of time. It's rough out there.
And what Brooklyn Nets cast was saying, we still need more games to see where the team is headed. But last night was a good sign. That was a good win, especially for Ben. And then you know how crazy it would be if he would have missed a bunch of his free throws. It would be killing him.
Yeah, 3 for 4 down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
For him, that's huge.
It is. All right, we'll get Bankai up here. Bankai, your thoughts or questions or jokes, because I have no idea how you're going to get owned again, because I think this is just a bad day for you. I'm not going to lie, because you came up here trying to shoot fire, and your girl just gave you the truth of the matter that coleslaw is absolutely positively delicious. Shout out to her again. Another point. She's winning. She's beating you in points. You cannot let this happen. Bankai, what do you have?
Yeah. Oh no, she's back.
I'm back. I want to listen.
Oh, Dave.
All right. Hey, I like that. Look, you can hear it. Does she know that your title of the show was Show Killer?
I don't believe so. Oh, sorry, my husky keeps on barking because he's a drama queen, or drama king, whatever. I was gonna say, Chris, I propose something. I think you should take over Twitter. Let's get rid of Elon Musk. Let's all run Twitter. How about we run Twitter? The people.
Well, I don't think I want that job unless I get the paycheck. That like the idea we were talking about this last night in this conference call. And this was before the private room on Clubhouse. Like I knew a lot of the tweets and devs throughout the spaces, and a few in sports, as well as in some of the others, and like. I'm down to just 2 people that have remained, right? That I've been in regular contact with out of like 27. and like that, it's insane. But again, if you take out the current definition and belief of what Twitter is, because it was based on what Twitter was, and you look at it stripped away from your emotional connection to it, there's a lot of problems. And we were running into a period, and this is their words, where all we were doing was sustaining operation. Like, and if you know anything about business, is if all you can do is sustain, then really all you are doing is preventing death, because you're entering stagnation. And if you enter that repetitive, stagnative cycle, you get zero growth. And then you start actually seeing a decline. In this case, it would have been a decline in usership. So how do you fix that? Well, like if you want to make it a socially obsessed, personal entertainment and content delivering app, you're going to have to go in and really change things. And I think what is happening is that a lot of people, because this is my second year, y'all. Like December hits is like my 2-year birthday. So like I've not grown up with Twitter. I've missed every major social media drop. So like I have zero emotional connection. But like a lot of the people I run into who've been on here so long, they talk about it as like, yeah, man, remember when we did this, or we had this back there. Like that is sentimentality, and that doesn't really exist in the world of business. And if you look at Twitter as a business, it started following Sears and Kmart as opposed to being Chick-fil-A, right? Where it's lean, it's strong, it has the repetitive deliverable measurables, and then they can change the menu up every 2 or 3 years. Go ahead, Tony. You got something.
I was just gonna say, hungover Tony thinks Chick-fil-A sounds amazing.
You should get some, just avoid the waffle fries, but understand it's really just a mid-chicken sandwich.
Oh my gosh! Every day you come onto this app and cause chaos, and I blame you. I want you to know I blame you. I do think, by the way, before Bankai goes, just real quick, Twitter was a dying app, one way or the other. I mean, that's the harsh reality of it, and I know people don't. I don't want to sit here and pretend that the way that Elon has attacked this has made anyone's life easier. And I think these jobs that he's just throwing into the wind that's so catastrophic how you run a business. But this shit was dying one way or the other. So this might bottom the app out, and then there's a reaction to that, and we can figure out where to go from here. I wish it would have died a slow death. I enjoyed how we were going, but if this is what needs to happen, then this is where we're going.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going anywhere. I just think the experience will change, just like your experience with 2K changed before they added the microtransaction economy. Bankai, I don't know your fiance's name, so I don't know how to refer to her. So I'm just going to say
Blanca.
Hi, Blanca. Blanca, good morning. How are you? And I am heartened. I am steeled in reserve My nerves are ready for the battle and onslaught of all these coleslaw deniers as I welcome you into the fold of those who know the truth.
I
Good
know,
morning.
it's
How are
really
you?
sad. It's really sad when we can't have the truth be the truth and really enjoy coleslaw, because at the end of
Exactly.
the day, I think it's a delicacy that only a few are willing to open themselves up to.
Couldn't say it better than it. I mean, just here.
But very few times do I feel like I can comment and contribute to these conversations. And Twitter has been an interesting thing for me, because I think it's become, from what I've seen it progress, a playground for children who like this cancel culture, who don't have really much to say, but are given a platform where they think that they can say something. And because they have an opinion, it means something. So that's really gotten into the downfall of Twitter, because now you're looking and competing with things like Instagram, Facebook, which is still clinging on, and also TikTok, which is taking this whole new generation to another storm in terms of instant gratification, in terms of expediency with sharing information and knowledge. And also, TikTok can be more unapologetic than Twitter and is creating a whole different narrative around what social media is. And Twitter is not prepared to handle that, especially because they've gotten more of a, I don't know, adults hiding behind keyboards reputation that's really sunk this app. And that's all I have to say about that.
I agree. I agree 100%. It's unfortunate that we can't have nice things, right? Like that's really what it comes down to. We're unfortunate. We can't have nice things. It's
I was
annoying.
not expecting all of that.
Oh, what? That was right. It was good.
No, I know. I'm just saying I was not expecting all of that. Okay.
Hey, Chris.
We caught at range. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so if this like not working like Twitter, so what's the clubhouse? I want to stay in touch, man.
It's Hoop Spaces. There's also NBA on CH. Like if you're subscribed to the newsletter, or if you have done the YouTube or Instagram, you'll find us. Don't worry.
Yep. Okay.
Like we'll be here as soon as it's open back up, because again, I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I agree, yeah.
Are you going to do Discord by any chance?
We have it. If you paid attention last night, we dropped the invite last night. I'll get it up here.
Oh, okay.
Yo.
Trav, you had something you wanted to add in here. I didn't want to skip you.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question to everybody, especially the Brooklyn Nets fan and you. Do you think a win like that brings a team to, because they had so many losses that brought them apart? Do you think a win like that changes how people look at the season as a team and brings them more together, and they can understand how they could win more games like that?
Caleb, take that. That's right up your alley.
What's the question? Sorry, ask one more time.
He was saying, does a win like that prove that you can win more? Trav, go ahead and finish up.
I said, do you think a win like that, because Brooklyn Nets has so many deflating losses that could have tore them apart, do you think a win like that ultimately brings them together and they could have the camaraderie for the rest of the season to really do this?
I think it was, in a sense, of like after that Sacramento and those Lakers games, those were real bad, real tough. Our worst 2 games of the season by far. And I do think that a win like that can really boost this team's confidence and say, oh, look what we just did. We just beat the current first seed or whatever, and we get Kyrie back. And it's like, okay, so we really can do this. And we just have to be patient and let all of our pieces sink in. Like their chemistry, I know it's an overused word, has gotten better. They seem to know more and more where they are on the floor together, who's out there, who's good at what. So if they can continue to do that, this team's going to be pretty damn good. But yeah, I think this can definitely be a game changer for the team.
Yeah, I like that. All right, we got some college men's basketball to go over the scores real quick before we pick up the next game. If you're down below and you want to come on up, do us the favor, like and retweet the Hoop Spaces review. The only newsletter, like if you're wanting basketball, it's just basketball. It's the only newsletter without an opinion piece, right? It's just recaps, news and notes, so you don't lose your way in this world of soon to be, egregious overuse here. All right, top 25 men's college basketball: 106-63 Kentucky over South Carolina State. Creighton 80 over UC Riverside 51. Arizona 104, Utah Tech 77. TCU, they beat the Red Hawks of UL Monroe, that's Louisiana, 95-60. Murray State, John Moran's old stomping grounds, upsetting 24 Texas A&M, 88-79. And look out, ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona State Sun Devils might be the best team in the West in the Pac-12 that nobody's talking about, shellacking 20-ranked Michigan, 87-62. All right, we've got a couple new people up here. I want to say what's up to Anthony and also James, who will go to James next. You might have something you want to drop about the Nets. Go ahead after I hit this button and do this read, and then we'll pick up the next game, which is the I don't know. We'll either do Spurs or we'll do Clippers, because that was just a bad game. I'm not going to lie. Hey, if you're down there below, which there's like over 100 of you, first, thank you for popping in here, making any part of your day part of Hoop Spaces. If you don't know who we are and you're finding us for the first time, or if you've been in here for 30 out of the last 243 times, you should probably shoot a follow. That's how long we've been here. Over 230 episodes of Hoop Spaces. That's amazing. I should give myself a point. And we're brought to you this season in season 2 by Slam Goods. Slam Goods is the online marketplace of Slam Online. If you don't know who Slam is, then we really need to work. They are one of the preeminent voices in basketball prior to the age of the internet. If Twitter went down, well, what would you do? You would want to read Slam Magazine. And you could head over there and pick up your own subscription, either digital or paper, and use promo code HoopSpaces and save 15% off of that purchase, that subscription, and site-wide. In fact, our promo code is so strong over at slamgoods.com, it even works for stuff they say that promo codes don't work for, like the New York Knicks Collector's Edition. It's $20, right? Head on over there, use promo code HoopSpaces, and find yourself saving $3. That's me saving you money. Put it in your pocket. Yeah, I think we'll do Clippers next. That was just an ugly game. Clippers and Detroit, 96-91. But first, we got James here down below who came up when we were talking next. James, good morning. Thank you for your patience. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, my brother. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Tony said he want a good laugh, so I'm going to give him a good laugh. Okay, Kyrie Irving need to come off the bench for the next 4 games. Ben Simmons, hey, by the way, Chris, I'm surprised and I'm glad that you put Ben Simmons in your newsletter. That was awesome work, because Ben Simmons, I think his name will be mentioned when it comes to the All-Star games. Since Tony want a good laugh, that'll be where he's headed to the All-Star. Nobody believes it.
I'm definitely chuckling.
Say it again, Tony.
I'm definitely laughing right now. You're right. That was a good one.
Yeah. So my take on that is, Ben Simmons has proven himself slowly but surely. So I think he's on his way up. And with Kyrie Irving coming off the bench, that's the only way they'll have a chance to really succeed, because he would disrupt what's going on right now if they try put him in the lineup. So that's my take on that one. But good work on the newsletter, Chris. I'm glad to see my man Ben Simmons in the newsletter. I'm telling you, where to go.
I'm going to put that up there. Ben Simmons, an all-star.
Yeah.
Shout out James.
And I'm telling you, anybody who doesn't get their Kobe Bryant from Slam's Goods store, I'm telling you, y'all missing a good piece of work. Because that is high level quality work that's in that magazine. So please go get your Slam's Good magazine. It's a good piece of work. It's not cheap. It's high level materials type stuff that you want to hold on for a long time, pass down to generations even, with that Kobe Bryant stuff. So go get your good stuff. That's it for me, Chris.
Appreciate it, James. I've got mine still in the plastic, bro. It ain't leaving the plastic until it is framed. It is not leaving the plastic.
I already
Like
I already ordered 2 more.
Right? Oh, yo, Christmas is coming up, and like it is a great gift. Like, no lie, I have a friend, he's a vet too. And full disclosure, like I suffer from like severe PTSD. So does he, right? He's in a bad stretch, but he's a diehard Lakers fan, and like I actually sent him a copy, and like he called me profusely thanking, and like it took him back to when he was a kid, and it actually made a little bit of a positive impact in his life, right? Like these are that type of works. Like it's real good stuff. It's just what the Athletic wants to be. It's what the boardroom wants to be. What Slam already is. So there you go. Bankai, your hand is up. I don't know why. Maybe it's Blanca. We'll hope for that. But if not, what do you have so we can clear out to the next game?
Wow, I don't know if I should feel offended by that or not.
Well, no, but we're just throwing it out there. We're supporting her and supporting you.
You know what? She has her own Twitter account. She should start using it a little bit more. Maybe you can hop in here, right?
I don't know how to use Twitter.
Right. I was gonna say, since you're bringing up Slam Good stuff, for anybody that's interested in some promo for you, they should go and try to buy the Funko Pops at the store. You still got the Tim Duncan ones, right? Or you still got the other ones?
The Tim Duncan is sold out. Still.
Listen,
and
you gotta make sure you pick up. You gotta make sure you pick some of them early because over the years they go up in price. I'm just saying, Andrew Wiggins, 3K.
I never knew that Funko Pop was this big. Like,
it's definitely big because he got his PS5 with Funko Pops.
I can see that now.
PS5.
All right.
I actually traded one for a PS5. Can you believe that? That's how valuable some of these pops are, believe it or not. Especially the sport ones.
I'm gonna share the James Webb Telescope tweet that I had out there, so some of you people can get some science in your life, because science is important and science is fun. But Bankai, are you ready? Got a joke for you.
Okay, and I have something to say to you, but
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, then you say yours first, because like I know my joke's gonna hit. I don't know what you're gonna say.
This is not a joke, but I don't know if you saw. You probably did already, but they opened up trade discussions for John Collins again. So it looks like he might be on the block for whatever reason.
Yeah, I saw that, and I had said in the beginning of the season, towards the end of the preseason, I fully expected Clint Capella to kind of take a step back and Onyeka Okongwu take a step forward and potentially challenge him for starters minutes. And what it's looking like with the addition of DeJounte Murray and the emergence of DeAndre Hunter, they are now looking more at keeping Clint Capella and Onyeka Okongwu together, and possibly, if they can get a major upgrade, use John Collins in his $23 million. Maybe they could put Bogdanovich, and that would actually give them enough for another max contract. And then you go in with Clint Capella, Onyeka Okongwu as your 5 and 4. You'd have DeAndre, or you'd actually have Okongwu still coming off the bench. DeAndre Hunter at 3, DeJounte Trey, but then you have that max slot. And if you get the right player, you could slide Hunter up to 4, maybe keep him at 3. It's a really interesting
you could trade
position.
Bogdan to the Heat. That would be crazy. Everybody would love that.
Well, I doubt you're not going to give up Bam for John Collins and Bogdanovich.
I don't want Bam going for John Collins. I just want Bogdanovich.
Well, I mean, that's the only way you're going to get him. Like that.
That's not true.
What you think? You think you're going to take back Kyle Lowry?
Which teams do you think can use John Collins right now?
A lot of teams. Like no lie, if I'm Dallas, I'm saying, what do you want?
Yep.
All right, like outside of Christian Wood, Luka Doncic, and they won't take Spencer because they don't need them. What do you want? And that would be my number one move if I'm Nico Harrison. Like I'm on the phone right now, like every day. Like, you want salmon, you want salmon on your cream cheese bagel? You want some lox? Like I got that. You want me to go to IKEA for you? Like, cool, I'm down. Another team, Golden State. Think about it. All right, Boncar, are you ready?
Yep.
How does the moon cut his hair?
I have no idea.
He clips it. Yeah. It's a good
Do you
day.
have a book? Do you have a book of these?
Oh, absolutely. I've got like 5.
Whoa, what was that?
Twitter crashing.
Oh, okay. You're funny.
I am. I'm on a roll today. I am on a roll today.
You know what you need to do? Give yourself an applause.
Oh, okay. I will. Thank you. The Los Angeles Clippers and Detroit Pistons played basketball. It was ugly, and the Clippers won. It was ugly. All right, on to the next game. The Sacramento Kings. Yo, I can't tell you how bad this game was. Kawhi Leonard is back. He's playing 24 minutes, 25 in the starting lineup. Personally, I would bring him off the bench at this point, and ramp him up even slower than probably what they want. But he had a great 5 minutes in the fourth quarter that helped spur a rally that the Clippers needed to overcome Detroit, who was without Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart. Paul George is Paul George. 16 points, 5 for 18, 9 boards, and 3 assists, and like nothing worked for him. As every defender for Detroit that got a chance to line up on him wanted to prove that like they could take him, and they made life miserable for him. Reggie Jackson, 23 points in 35 minutes. Marcus Morris Sr. getting some action again, 16 points. But I want to shout out somebody who should still be a Laker, dominating the interior and allowing Anthony Davis to be the all-star we know he truly can be. Ivica Zubac played a team-high, game-high 40 minutes and 8 every single rebound. 18 rebounds, 7 of which could probably be classified as like contested, where he's just ripping it away, powered the Clippers, specifically in the second half, to eke out this win, 96-91. If you watched this game, you could talk about it. And if you didn't watch this game, it was ugly. And that's just the God's honest truth. Killian Hayes, ladies and gentlemen, should be enough of an explanation.
He's so done. I feel bad saying that. I'm not the guy to say those things, but man, that experiment is not working out.
1 for 8.
Please say it. He is horrible. He might be him and Kevin Knox was drafted in the same position. I ended there.
Whew. Man, I had such high hopes for Kevin Knox. I mean, I saw him in high school, y'all. And
it was drafted number 7. Both of them. Now this is crazy. Yo, Killian Hayes is terrible. He should just go back to the Australian League where he came from, because this is the somebody could have used that pick. That is horrible, man. But yeah, go off.
We got Jay the Wakandan rose his hand for this one. Like the only saving thing that Killian Hayes has is he can play defense. Like that's right now is where we are at. Very, very similar to Josh Green, although Josh Green at least has better percentages. Jay the Wakandan, your thoughts here on the Clippers Pistons, and we're going to bring our resident Clipper fan up here, John, and we'll get his thoughts. Jay the Wakandan, the floor is yours.
I just have 2 things. A, that was a Magic Johnson trade. For those who are keeping score at home, not a Pelinka trade. And B, why do cows wear bells?
Why do cows wear bells?
Because their horns don't work.
I'll give you that. That's a good B-, man. That's a good entry.
That's all I got.
All right, cool. John, Malik Walker has also joined the stage. Malik Walker of the Rewind Pod. We'll go to John first. Talk Clippers. John, you watched the game. It was ugly. Yeah.
I agree. It was very awkward looking because we're not perfect yet. It's still the tinkering tie phase of the season, and you gotta let tinkering tie tinker with his tools. Right now, as what someone told me yesterday, Roko's the one that's on the odd man out right now, and where we have to deal with that. And we're happy that Zoo got 40 minutes yesterday. We've been asking Ty to kind of ditch a little bit of the small ball by playing Zoo more, although not this much. And we're all happy with Kawhi coming back. So we'll just have to you know make it a progressive thing and not be overtly concerned with whether he plays, he doesn't play, or all that. And as for the Pistons, well, they need Cade to come back soon. Jaden Ivey is the goods, and they tell you Boyan Bogdanovic is if you're a playoff team and you need a shooter, you should probably take a call. And that's one of the more shooter things that this front office did, was to get him when he was available. And in case that unlike like this season, if the Pistons fall apart, you could actually pry him for a ransom, so to speak. Like maybe get a John Collins, for example.
He signed a 2-year extension. So I think he'll be eligible for trade by the deadline. And really was just a positional swap because they gave up the first for it, and they'll get a first back. But he's not gonna be a swing the fences type. I do want to give one Piston a shout out. Jalen Duren coming back from injury from earlier this year, 25 minutes off the bench. I'm excited to see his development. Young DeAndre Jordan-esque, but better, in my personal opinion. And that's high praise. Like, that's high praise for me anyway. Malika, good morning. I hope you're all right. How you doing?
Yeah, I feel 100% better, but I think I'm gonna start doing spaces next week because I think I'm pushing it, starting holding. I wanted to do a Lim Bias space today. I think I'm gonna start doing those again next week, my spaces. So I'm gonna move that and not try to push it. But it wasn't a good game last night, but it was exciting to see. Of course, I watched it after the Nets game, but I like to see Kawhi back getting his way back on the floor. And I mean, Detroit, there's going to be a tough year for them, but I like some of their young pieces that they have for the future. They're going to be an exciting team if they can keep that base there, those young people there. Like, that's what Jaden Ivey plays for them, right? That's who, like, I, I really, I really enjoyed seeing the young people, and I'm curious to see how they develop. I think they could have an exciting future, like in front of them. So, and they fight when they play. It may not be the greatest and cleanest game, but you're gonna get effort from them. So like you catch yourself slipping, you can play them and end up losing the game. So I feel encouraged for Detroit for the future, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I picked them early on as a league pass watch. I have not really seen what I thought I was going to see. Part of that is actually due to Cade's injury, and part of it is actually just due to him being who he is in his play style. As he's in his second year, I wanted a larger leap, but every player develops on his own. I also still think there's an issue with Dwayne Casey, and I think that they're just kind of not wanting to pay another coach to not coach. So I think he's there until the end of the season.
I think they need I definitely think they need a different coach moving forward. I just don't think it's a good mesh.
I agree. I'm getting a couple of DMs. They're asking if I have any jokes about construction. My reply to you is I'm still working on it. That's a good one.
No. You need that
No.
drum sound effect.
Yeah, I played it. You just didn't hear it. I don't have the volume super high. All right. The other game that we're going to get ready to head over to, Sacramento and San Antonio. But before there, I wanted to give the people possibly on the stage to give their thoughts on the last 24 hours of hilarity and doomism, as my son would call. He calls it doomism. With the downfall of Twitter, if you have anything you want to say, now's the time. Just go ahead and open up your mic.
I don't think Twitter is going to disappear. I think it's possible. Maybe it may be spotty at times, unreliable, possibly, but I think there's going to be some competition. I think you're going to see some other social media pop up. I think Mastodon is going to get some more investment to improve the. I snag my name on there, and I have a profile, but I won't be as active yet. You know what I mean on there, but I think other, maybe some people that left Twitter or let go from Twitter may start something on their own. Who knows? But I think there's going to be competition. But I don't think it's going anywhere. But the
Yeah, I agree.
the score to get bigger too, because people will start communicating there. But in Clubhouse, but that's about it.
All right, Bankai, hop in here.
The end is near, y'all.
What's up, Tony?
Yeah.
Hop in here, Bankai.
Yeah, nothing to do with the Twitter, but I don't know if you just got that update. It looks like the Knicks are willing to trade Emmanuel Quickly and Derrick Rose in order to clear up space at the backcourt. I'm perfectly fine with trading Derrick Rose because I feel like, his time is kind of up. It's coming up. He's older and, he did what he did for us and that's it. I love him. But Quickly, I'm not sure why we're trying to trade Emmanuel.
Because he doesn't want to be there.
I mean, he doesn't want to be there, but in terms of who, him or the people around him, because
he doesn't want to be there.
He don't want to play for the coach.
Okay, so get rid of Tibbs because I personally do not want to get rid of him.
In there. There you go.
But at that, like you're gonna get rid of the coach for IQ? Like what has IQ done to earn that right?
Yeah, what has Tom Thibodeau done lately?
Took you to the playoffs?
Yeah, but
Man,
have you seen him coach?
He wasn't on the court.
Y'all can't have it both ways, man.
I'd rather keep Quickly, to be honest, especially the way he's been playing lately.
Well, who is available that would elicit interests from other teams?
See, there you go. To see Anthony, you just chill.
Listen, if you're giving me something reasonable for him, which I don't know exactly what it is, but if you're just trading him to, alleviate the logjam you have in the backcourt, then that doesn't really make sense.
You know what? As a Sixers fan, I will give you Springer in a future second.
No.
We got Sean with the W, leader of Live from the Mecca. He was a first round draft pick. He's a point guard out of Tennessee. Sean with the W, leader of Live from the Mecca with Cedric Shine and Jeff J. Says you can find his words and his ideas and dreams of Knicks supremacy over at Knicks Film School. Sean, your thoughts with the announcement that the Knicks, surprisingly, not surprisingly, Derrick Rose, IQ, and we could probably add Evan Fournier to that list as well as tradable assets. What do you got?
Good morning. I'm actually on the West Coast in LA, so it's 8:25 in the morning. This time Chain's gonna kick my ass, but yeah. I like IQ. IQ's not untouchable. It's not untradeable. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, come on. What are we talking about? Like, it's funny. The entire 2021 offseason, when the Hawks fans were saying, we got the deepest team in the league. And what do we tell them in response? It was like, well, you can't keep them all. Like, you can't sign all of them. You can't keep us. Some of these guys have to go. And they're like, no. And what happened? Goodbye, Cam. Goodbye, homeboy, Kevon. What's Kevon's last name?
Kevin Huerter.
Kevon. Goodbye, her. Like he's started slowly but surely started shipping pieces off. Like this Knicks, and that team has a higher ceiling. So like this team was never going to keep. Now listen, I one of Julius Randle or Obi Toppin will be gone by next year. You can write that down, take that to the bank. But you can't keep RJ and Grimes and Obi and Cam and IQ and Brunt. Like someone got to go. Like it's just because you're not paying the luxury tax to keep this mid-ass team together. So, I mean, I hope it's not IQ. I mean, well, let me not say that. I like IQ. I think he's gotten I think he's got a bit of an unfair shake. But if he has to be traded, because a consolidation trade is always coming, so if he's in there, I mean, it sucks, but somebody got to go. So you got to pick you got to pick who's going to be the one to go.
I
I don't
agree.
know, man. Like, I get it. He's not untouchable, and it's always the front of the jersey comes before the name in the back. But I just it doesn't make sense to me why you're trading IQ. I mean, I know Chris said it's because he doesn't want to be there, but we don't know that for
Yeah,
a
I don't know that
fact.
either. Chris be talking shit.
Yeah, I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me as to why
Yo,
we want to trade IQ.
Because you
I
can't. They're not
IQ
going to.
might
They're
help.
not
they're
going
not
to.
going to re-sign him.
They're not going to
he's
extend both.
joking.
They're not going to extend both him and Obi. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
How do you know though?
No,
well,
yeah,
Maybe
Obi.
he worked something out.
Bankai. Even if they were, where's he gonna play? He wants to start. He's got Jalen Brunson. He's got
He ain't no
R.J.
damn
Barrett.
starter.
That doesn't matter if he's won or not. He wants to. He's a young guy and he thinks he can do it. Like he
Okay.
wants an opportunity to get as many minutes as possible, and it's just not there in New York. Not after this year. Like that's why.
He can go help the Lakers though. He gonna do that.
I don't know, man. Lakers. I don't know if anybody can help the Lakers right now.
Him and Evan Fournier can go do that shit.
Okay, yeah, okay, Chris. If that's the case, if that's really it, if he wants to, go into a new venture in his career, okay, I understand it. That's fine. But if it's anything other than that, to me personally, that wouldn't make sense. I
I'm
mean,
not gonna
Why?
I
hold
still think
y'all.
you could find, some type of way to re-sign both of them if that was possible. But if he really wants to, start and that, I get it because then there is no real space for him. It
Just to
makes
give Chris a little legitimacy or validity up here, I also have heard that Quickly doesn't want to be there anymore.
I've heard that too. That's a fact. They really like he doesn't like Tibbs. Tibbs don't like him, and they look at him as expendable because of Grimes and McBride. Yeah,
that
like he's like we
That's
like
so
we
weird to me, though. You
forget
know
that.
why? Because it was actually Tibbs who gave Quickly, his start. When he basically gave Quick his start. He gave
Yeah,
him the
but
minutes. He
just as
put him in the
fast.
rotation.
It's been years coming though. From
I'm
Yeah, but like
all for
this,
Quentin Grimes getting going. I'm all for Quentin
like this is the
Grimes.
thing, right?
Like,
You gotta look at it just like this. In for the future, Quentin Grimes fit better. Miles McBride fit better. Cam Reddish fit better. The odd man out and has value right now that we could get back for young player is going to be either Obi Toppin or IQ. That's
That's
just
it.
I agree with everything you say except for Deuce McBride. That brother can't get past nobody in the NBA.
He can defend
it's
his
not
ass off.
about getting
Yeah,
past nobody.
he's a 6'2" point guard that the shot ain't there and he can't be listen, he couldn't beat UPS man off the dribble in summer
That's
league.
what
So I was
some
like,
people
Yo,
what?
Ryan Arcidiacono challenges Miles McBride in practice.
no,
who?
no, but what they gonna look at is that
Listen, Miles
what
McBride
is
can
David
play
Hayes
his
or how's he
ass
being
off on
extended? That's
defense,
all.
but
All right.
offensively, no.
So there's your next segment of the day. Sean, when's the next show and what you got coming up?
There may be another episode of KFS Study Hall tomorrow, although I just realized that will be 8 a.m. Saturday morning, and I probably will be out boozing tonight. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But Chris, I'm glad you brought this up because we are considering bringing back Live from the Mecca next Wednesday to Thanksgiving Eve because 2 years ago, Thanksgiving Eve 2020 was the first episode of Live from the Mecca on Clubhouse, back when it was called Everybody Loves the New York Knicks. Me and Ted and Jeff just opened the room, and like 130 people showed up. Most of them to tell us that the Knicks ain't shit and asked us why we were Knicks fans. We had to educate those sons of bitches. And we did. And we've been doing this for 2 years. So we may have a space next Wednesday. And again, I thank Chris Barnett for allowing me up on stage on that Clubhouse room one day in January. It was either December, January of 2020 or 2021. And I told them I was a Knicks fan, and everyone started laughing. And once they realized I actually knew what the F I was talking about, they're like, oh, this guy's cool. And the rest is history. So without him, I wouldn't have known none of y'all. So I appreciate him and I appreciate y'all. Good night. Good day, everyone.
Hey, have fun in LA, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
go
yes,
get some tacos. Go get
yes,
some
I will.
tacos.
Yo, I'm gonna try and find Edwin and Don. That's what I'm gonna try and do.
Dime's in Doha for the cup.
Oh, that's right. He's in. Damn.
Right?
That's
right?
aggressive.
He can't get a good light for his YouTube videos, but he can go to Doha. I almost cursed myself.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that. I know. Shout out Dime, living the dream. You can live the dream too if you are a content creator. All you got to do is try. There's no better time than now. In a world of adversity, is mirrored by a world of opportunity, right? Like nothing happens to you without other things happening. And all too often, we become individualistic and self-centric, not self-centered, but self-centric, meaning we are only focusing on the clear, singular path available to us. And sometimes we have to take that break, look around us and say, hey, what if I can do this over here as well? And that is actually the beginning of creating something. And that's what Sean just referenced, right? Like on the day before Thanksgiving 2 years ago, why the hell not? The pandemic is here. Nothing is going. And we put up a room, and he said 100 plus people came in here to tell him that the Knicks suck. And the cool thing about it is the Knicks still suck. There you go.
We're mid now. We're mid now.
Mid. Okay. Yes. You're right.
We're mid trying to achieve higher levels of
but we
embrace the mid. Hashtag embrace the mid.
How about that? Let me beat the shit.
For the mid.
Yeah.
All right, let us bring in TJ. I still got the music playing, so I was going to do a read. I'm going to bring TJ in first, and then I'll hit a different button. Talking about embracing the mid, we ask Warriors fans the question: how does it feel?
I was just about to say, I haven't felt this way since 2006. We're not going to count the last couple of years where, first of all, hey everybody, man, I've been out under the weather, had the regular specular flu. But yeah, 2006 was probably the last time I felt this mid as a Warriors fan, right before the We Believe era. I just wanted to come in and just talk about the whole Twitter thing for a sec, because I kind of been in and out of the basketball space trying to recoup. As a self-proclaimed OG from like 2010, I think Twitter will be okay. I haven't seen any kind of major issues since the thirst trap epidemic of 2012. So I think Twitter will be okay. Just a couple of bugs they need to knock out. And yeah, that's all I got for right now. Thanks.
Absolutely.
How you feel about tonight's game, TJ, when the Knicks come invade your city? How you feel?
The short Cliff Notes answer is,
dang, that works. Like, I mean, he ran out of service. That still works. All right. Real quick public service announcement to whomever stole my copy of Microsoft Office. I have a particular set of skills, and I will find you. You have my word.
Somebody stole your Microsoft Office.
Somebody had a joke go over their head. I am your conscience.
Damn.
Give just walking into it, Anthony, making me Jamie Foxx 2.0. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't realized, there is a blizzard of lake effect snow impacting upstate New York. Thoughts and prayers up to them. I've lived up there several times as a kid and as an adult, and it's real dangerous. Pockets of whiteout, feet and feet of snow. So if you are out there, please stay safe. All right, down below, we've got a whole bunch of people who are cool. Why don't you be cool and also join us up here? Because we need some of your coolness, because we are not cool. In fact, the coolest person up here just got up on the stage, and that is Jasmine. And you can find her words over at Winsider covering the Dallas Wings. She'll pick it up once we get closer to the draft and off-season moves and preseason, and make sure like now's the time to stake your claim into what will be the next wave of growth in basketball. And that is women's basketball. Good morning, Jasmine. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I had 2 quick questions. I wanted to know your thoughts on, I don't know if you're going to get to it today, but your thoughts on the 76ers game tonight, and then who you think who has the best game that's going on tonight as well.
Oh, yeah. Usually we'll do that in the third, but I can definitely do that now. We have the Milwaukee Bucks coming in to play the Philadelphia 76ers at 7:30. And I have to say, it is a prime time to steal a win against them because they are likely not to have Chris Middleton. Drew Holiday is probably not going to be in this one. And they got a couple other players who are banged up, and we got to get that win. I think Milwaukee's a legit East contender. I don't necessarily view them as a championship contender unless they're completely healthy, but they are still going to be a good Eastern Conference team. We lose this game, and then I worry that it's going to come down to like Brooklyn and Philadelphia for that 6th or 5th spot. And I want to make sure that we have a 2 or 3 game buffer because, like, I'm not going to lie. I understand the totality of injury, and Philadelphia gets injured more than Brooklyn in terms of their stars. I am not expecting Joel Embiid to play 66 games. I'm hoping he plays 54. I'm not expecting James Harden to play 66 games. I'm hoping he plays 55, right? But then I know I'm banking on, a probably 40% winning percentage without him. That means we got to go at least 58% with them. And I just don't know. And we need games like that. So I got Philadelphia winning. I've got it like 111 to 104. There you go. Game that I'm really interested, though, this Washington and Miami game that's at 7. Like this game, this is bad for Miami.
It's
like
gonna be so terrible.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Jimmy's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they are maybe the only team other than the Lakers who had just not been able to get their footing. Like they get 2 games. Go ahead.
We just won 3 straight. I feel like the team is finding its footing.
And then as soon as it found its footing, what happened?
Bam Adebayo got injured.
And then
injured. Jimmy Butler got injured.
And then that's what I mean. So now you're gonna go.
That's not a projection of what's gonna come. We're just team got injured going into a road trip. It's tough.
Another good game coming out will be probably Boston and New Orleans. I think that's a stylistic matchup that can work in favor of New Orleans. Boston is legit. They lost the coach because of malfeasance. They lost their starting defensive anchor in the center, DPOY candidate Robert Williams, and they just keep moving on. New Orleans
talk about how Breanna Stewart's going to be in a New York Liberty uniform this year. I mean, what great time to be alive. What a great
Let's relax.
Well, you have to understand he's a Liberty fan, so like this is the best part of the season.
It really has been the last 2 years.
The only thing with Stewie to New York is I feel like you have to shift a lot of your roster, and I don't know if New York is ready to do that yet. Because they have half of their roster is locked in already. But with Stewie, like you want to win now. You're not really trying to like build up.
Yeah, I like that. Bonkai, your hand is up. Go ahead, hop in here.
Yeah, I have a quick question for Tony.
That's
Tony,
scary.
Tony, how do you feel about the Julius Randle to the Miami Heat rumors that been popping up
I'll answer that question like this, Bonkai. And also, just remember, I'm working on like 3 brain cells this morning. Okay, how tall is Julius Randle?
6'7" and 3/4, bro.
Perfect. We'll take him.
It's a great contract too. Like that's the thing. I don't understand why people are so reticent about Julius Randle.
What would you be willing to give up for him?
We not You're not taking Duncan Robinson either.
I will. I mean, I would get him on the Sixers for anything that's not named Tyrese, James Harden, or Joel Embiid. Can have whatever.
We don't want James Harden anyways. Yeah.
Right? Like I mean, he just sucks for New York. He doesn't suck.
No, I don't think he sucks. I actually just wanted to hear what Tony had to say about the rumor because it just popped up. It seemed very random out of nowhere.
Well, Miami's in a spot right now where any forward in the league that's available is going to be rumored to there. They're in desperate need of height and defensive versatility. So just prep up for that. Like Obi Toppin is also a rumor for Miami. And I kind of like that one more than I like Julius. But, yeah. And any forward in the league. Your team has a forward that's not seeing a lot of playing time. Be ready for them to be linked to Miami.
I'll tell you what. You can't,
You're right.
You can't have
JJ didn't go after KD.
You can't have Obi Toppin.
And why you can't have Obi Toppin?
I really would like Obi Toppin. I'm not lying to you. I think Miami should legitimately call the Knicks about Obi. I think they should call the Hawks about Bogdan. That's something I'd be really interested in. You said Mike Muscala earlier. Obviously, the Heat are not one move away. They're 2 or 3 moves away. I think that Mike Muscala is a guy that fits that mold as well. So all kinds of... Be ready for the Heat to be asking about forwards this year.
I'm sure you're going to call about John Collins, right? Sorry, Chris.
No, that's fine.
I would prefer not to be in the John Collins sweepstakes, but they probably...
I'm looking up for the... somebody asked for that, the tweet that I had that I was going to put up earlier about the James Webb telescope. So I want to make sure I get that out there. And I also want to say the cool thing about this is I'm currently reading a book about anti-gravity, and it's impossible to put down.
Yeah, okay. Give me one more.
I have a joke.
Go ahead.
Knock, knock.
Who is there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow. I love that one.
Bullshit.
That was Nick. That was
Chris, I got a joke for you.
I have a backstory behind that. I was playing the Game of Life Junior. I was playing the Game of Life Junior with my son. And if you ever played the Game Life Junior, they're like action cards, whatever. And he picked up a card, and the card said, I didn't know it. It said, you have to make the other person laugh. If you do, you get like $10,000. So he looked at the card, he looked at me, and he looked at the card, he looked at me, and he told me that joke. And I just started laughing because it was so terrible. And he was like, I get the money. And it's his favorite joke. So yeah, that joke is actually amazing. And if you don't like that joke, I don't know what to tell you.
Did you hear the one about the claustrophobic astronaut?
I didn't.
He just needed a little space.
Terrible.
There you go. Your son will love that one. Your son, Anthony. Look, I said this yesterday. Like I did stand up, right? Like when I got back. One of the things that I got into through therapy for PTSD was stand-up comedy. And like what I've learned, comedy comes from a place of personal experience more so than any other like medium of expression and communication. And oftentimes it's trauma-based. So like one of the cool things that this does is it creates a shield or a bubble that allows you to deflect like negative self-emotion. And that is why I remember more comedy than I do music, because it existed post-injury. Tony can speak to this. And it became more of like my comfort circle because post-injury, I lost memory, right? Like I don't remember certain things of times in my life. It's jumbled, it's blurred. My brain has tried to put some stuff back together. And then when I lost my mother to cancer, going on 2 years now, she was the only one in my life that could actually kind of anchor me. So like, as I now keep going, I find myself falling back more and more to comedy to help, deal with like my expressionism or my anxiety issues that I have in public. So that's why I just simply remember all of them. Go ahead, Tony.
I don't know how. I don't know how your trauma presents itself, right? But the memory issues post coma are some of the most frustrating things for me. So I don't know, like, I would love tips for how you deal with that part of it. Because I struggle with coming to terms with not like my short-term memory being trash and then losing certain events in my life. That one was tough, and I'm still working through it now.
Yeah, I look personally. I work through it every day. I'm gonna work through it every day. They will try to tell you to journal. Some people just aren't journalers. I'm a storyteller, so I kind of just wrote it into the fabric of my daily story. There's a lot of like, I don't want to say moniker, but there's a lot of methodology in my life. A lot of things have a specific process to enhance my memory issues that I had. Right, so a lot of it might seem repetitive, but it is kind of writing a list down and repeating the list to yourself, and then you start building your basic set of memory skills. So like playing memory with my son when he was growing up was phenomenal because it forced me to actively engage in my memory. So that's like, it's just like exercise. So step one is you got to do that, and you have to do it consistently, 5-6 times a day. And then actually I started reading up on Alzheimer's and then CTE to see what a lot of their treatments were. And you follow in line with that, and it's really more immersive. So you have to sit and visit the fractured memory and story, and then hopefully, if you have people in your life that lived through that time, they can help kind of piece it together. And it's kind of like a closure process. But then again, like with my specific situation, the only person who really could help me with that is now gone. And those who remain from my service time that are still alive, like my issues and memory isn't really necessarily related to service. So for me, it's unfortunate. I don't really have any other avenue to access it. So beyond that, Tony, man, I don't really have that much.
I think methodology is such a good way to put it. I'm very methodical too about so much now. And honestly, it's more with the anxiety piece than it is the memory piece. And so I think that's a good place to go. And that's what I've been trying to do. But the Alzheimer's research, that's interesting. I'll check that out.
Yeah, you'll get there. It takes way longer than the physical recovery. It just does. And therapy helps. Never be ashamed to reach out for therapy.
Helps so much. You guys don't understand. Preach about therapy every day. You are not taught the skills to deal with life in life.
Yeah,
for some reason they gatekeep it behind therapy. Please go to therapy.
Yeah, it's worth it. I actually we talk at home too about it. So like I incorporate my son, and he actually understands like what the process. Like we actually went through the scientific process of how memories are created, stored in your brain, accessed, how injury impacts it, and things to do. And we're also honest about manipulation, right? Trying to teach him not to take advantage of it and stuff like that. It's an interesting life. There's also support groups out there too. So look into some of those. Most of them tend to be done by vets and
Lakers fans.
Yeah, and Lakers fans. All right, back to basketball. Jasmine had a great question. We got in the segue about life because that's what we're here for. And if you're down below, I want to say thank you. There's 103 people in here currently, and when I look up here, I'm grateful to the 30 that retweeted. We track these numbers, and like I'm not going to lie, like we average about 500 people, per day, and like we're hitting 30. We want to hit about 50 or 60. So if you're down below and we've provided any value for you, reach out to your phone, scroll up, and like and retweet the very first tweet, and that helps me. And that helps everybody else that has been helped by me, because what I told them is there's opportunity here, and we'll be able to build this one day at a time, and everybody will be able to meet some measure of success chasing their dream. Bonkai, you are up here. Your hand is up. Thank you for your decorum. Here's a point for you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Great talk between you and Tony. I appreciate that. I kind of had a joke for you if you're interested
Go
in
ahead.
hearing it. Let me see. Okay, give me 1 second.
And if Blanca
Okay,
is there, this
Ray,
is why we call him the show killer.
what did the fish say when he swam into a wall?
What?
Dan.
Yes. There you go.
That was so. All right, no more. No.
There you go.
Yeah.
2 fish were in a tank. One looked to the other one and says, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" What? He dropped the fish joke. I had to support my man. You know, he likes pupusas too. By the way, if you like pupusas and you don't like coleslaw, what? Because like every time I've gotten pupusas, I've gotten like this fire jicama coleslaw. At least from the Ecuadorian spot around, my aunt's place.
I thought we left the bad food takes like yesterday, day before yesterday.
Wait. What bad
He
food
just
taste?
transfers them,
Chris
Jeff.
never
Wherever
leave
you
bad
go.
food taste.
Coleslaw.
Wait, what are you talking about bad food take? You act like I'm Anthony, raving about the deliciousness of Pop-Tarts.
Who's eating lettuce doused in mayonnaise?
One, it's not lettuce.
whoa,
literally, it means cabbage salad.
Okay, cabbage doused in mayonnaise. Like that's not appetizing.
Coleslaw is fire.
There's also other coleslaws, right? Do you like kimchi?
No.
All right, so you don't like kimchi. How about, do you like ginger carrot?
I'm not eating coleslaw, period.
All right.
Are we discussing mayonnaise covered cabbage again?
See,
Sean.
Sean, his secret is he's always discussing mayonnaise covered cabbage. Always.
Always. So like when you guys go to like restaurants, I don't know if you guys have like a Zaxby's or like a.
Oh God, Zaxby's is horrible.
What?
Huh?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's a top tier chicken spot.
No, it is not. It's like worse than Raising Cane. I have had better chicken from gas stations.
That just tells a lot about you more than Zaxby's.
No,
you haven't been to a Mississippi gas
the Zaxby's by my house is always empty. That just tells you enough. Like it's always empty. And these people out here in Indy, they eat everything. Like it's just they just eat. They eat and eat and eat. And Zaxby's ain't it. Horrible. It's like Raising Cane's with less salt.
Chris, I'm just happy you brought up Ecuador.
Hey, shout out Ecuador.
Yeah, my home country. We're playing opening up the World Cup this Sunday.
Jasmine, is there a better chicken spot than Zaxby's for you?
What state are you in?
I'm in Indiana, but I've lived in literally 17 states, like across the country. I've had chicken everywhere.
I mean, to me, I personally like Zaxby's. Like, if I had to pick Zaxby's or Chick-fil-A, like, I'm going to Zaxby's.
Okay.
But no, I was asking because, like, I think it's Raising Cane's and Zaxby's where they give you coleslaw, but you can replace it. So I was going to ask, like, when you go, do you get the coleslaw?
Oh, I don't go to Zaxby's. Why would I go to Zaxby's? They make bad chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is kind of mid now. Like,
Chick-fil-A isn't kind of mid. It's always been mid. It's just different. That's why people got so tired of McDonald's and Burger King that Chick-fil-A became like relevant.
You know what happened, Chris?
Maybe that's true. It's good.
Go ahead, Tony.
What?
I'll go after you.
I was just gonna say maybe that's true, but PDQ is kind of replacing Chick-fil-A for me. Where I can find a PDQ, I go there.
PDQ is actually very good. I'm with you on that, Tony. It's very good.
I was today years old when I heard of PDQ. Like I never heard of this place before. Where is it?
It's a South thing. I think the Tim Tebow thing, so it's a South thing.
Oh, okay.
There's a Filipino spot getting ready to take over America called Jollibee's, and they make good chicken.
They got Jollibee's in Queens. That's why I go get my Jollibee's from. Yeah,
so Chick-fil-A, my theory on Chick-fil-A is that because they were only in the South, for the first whatever years of its existence, people from the South would move when they would move to other places. They would say, "You ain't got a Chick-fil-A? Oh my God, Chick-fil-A!" And they would hype up Chick-fil-A. and you couldn't go get it because it wasn't there. So then what ends up happening is because Southern, like Chick-fil-A is fine, it's not great, it's not terrible, it's fine. But because people from the South act like it was the Lord's meal, so what ends up happening is there's this legend of Chick-fil-A because you can't verify it. So then when it's available, like the first Chick-fil-A opened, well, there's a secret one at NYU. The first Chick-fil-A opened in New York on like 36th and 7th, and there was like a 45-minute wait for a chicken sandwich, which is insane. Like there's a steakhouse across the street from that Chick-fil-A. If I can go get a steak medium, and eat it, and you're still online waiting for your chicken sandwich, you messed up.
Look, even my son gets it. We drive by this one, and it's in the morning, and like he looks out the window, and he's like, "It's just another chicken sandwich." Like that's it.
Exactly, it's just a chicken sandwich. Like it's fine. It's fine, but we need to settle down.
Shout out PDQ though. That PDQ sauce, one of the best base chicken sandwich sauces.
Talk about it.
Like I'm not gonna lie. That is if you are a sauce person for your chicken sandwich, if you want more than just regular mayonnaise, that PDQ sauce is probably the best chicken sandwich sauce going right now.
I don't think anybody in the world is gonna cape for. Well, there's some people that cape for drive-through chicken sandwiches, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Yo, this drive-through chicken sandwich, the best chicken sandwich I ever ate in my life." But that sauce,
it's good.
I think the issue is like they season food differently though, because like if you go to a KFC in like a Louisiana, or not KFC, if you go to like a Popeyes in Louisiana and then one in like Florida or Georgia, it's gonna be seasoned differently. They're gonna have like the original recipe there, so maybe that's why y'all food don't taste as good.
Part of be true. Well, part of it's actually humidity. I could get into a lot of that, but it's actually chicken processing, how they marinate the chicken, and the humidity of the local region.
You know what I realized, because I used to live in Philly, right? The bread tastes differently here.
I get it. It's different bakers.
It's the water.
And the water.
Yes. Yep. That's why New York bagels, like that's like there's a cheesesteaks place in New York called Shorty's, and they import their bread from Philly because they make the bread in Philly because the water is different. The water is different. It makes a difference.
I want to shout out KP, the executive hater, host of KP Was Right Sundays at 10:05. We are adding a pop culture section to Hoop Spaces called For Public Consumption, and he is spearheading it with the KP Was Right show at 10:05. And he is a Android enthusiast. He really, really likes Android. But I had the perfect question for him. But he's not here, and that's cool. I'm just going to ask it to the floor. If I happen to be at an Apple store and I see a robbery go down at the Apple store, does that make me an eyewitness?
Yo, you got to stop, bro. You really have to stop.
I'll give you that one.
That's a good one.
Stop.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the forever show snuggling Brooklyn Netcast. I hope you're staying safe. You can catch him here on Spaces, also on YouTube, and also out in the streets of Buffalo shoveling feet of snow.
It's up to my waist. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro, I told you. I live there. I don't miss it. Stay safe, because I don't know why people choose to live there during the winter.
If I had like an option where I could just I'm gonna go to like Georgia, like that'd be my choice, probably Georgia for the next 6 months. I would.
It's called transfer. Go to a different school that's in Georgia, and you don't have to deal with it.
I'll be a Bulldog. Okay.
All right. We got him. We also have Evan Townsend of Project Spurs. Evan, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Chris. I wanted to get down on this chicken talk.
Yeah.
You used to live in the great state of Texas, no?
Yeah, absolutely. I was born there in El Paso, lived in Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston.
Oh, see, look at that. Yeah, see, I know in your heydays you used to pull up to Bush's Chicken.
I did that. Chacho's and Sam's Burger Joint.
I was only talking about Bush's Chicken. The greatest chicken in the state of Texas. You didn't mention that at all, and I'm just here to reiterate. The original chicken sandwich, not a brioche bun. No. Listen. Not a brioche bun. No
brioche. It's brioche.
No sauce.
I'm gonna start saying brioche. I love that.
Yeah, I was like, yo, brioche is wild.
Can I spit real quick? Can I spit?
Yeah, go ahead. Our fault. Go.
You already know what I'm talking about, Chris. It's you know what I'm about to get into, right? It's the chicken tender roll. Okay, so you just split the roll.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
You throw the chicken tender, and it's not a small chicken tender. It's not a curled chicken tender. It's just a flat. It's a thick. Right, and then you can slice it a little bit more. You can throw the little seasoning, the little paprika seasoning they give you. You got a little gravy to dip in. Come on, talk to me nice. They got the honey. Okay. You got the barbecue sauce, and then the fries are ass. The fries are ass. We know that. They're taxed. They're ass. No seasoning. We can move on, right?
They got cooked coleslaw there, bro.
I've never tried it. You're crazy. You're old. That's not.
Assaulting me with ageism is so 2022.
Right, I'm sorry, but when it comes down to it, coleslaw is old slaw, and you're the only person on this stage that I know that eats that with. I'm not gonna lie. Month basis, how much can you intake, man?
I'm not gonna lie. I actually made coleslaw before the show, put it in the refrigerator to get ready for lunch.
Gross. What's your favorite?
What is even in coleslaw nowadays? Mayonnaise.
Real quick with the coleslaw. This one is a harissa and cider vinegar based coleslaw, so it's spicy. Right, and it's gonna go with a North African curry. Okay, so like y'all over here thinking you getting some pickled cabbage mayo crap, and I'm over here eating delicious, robust flavors in one of the greatest salads ever made. Have you ever had harissa?
No, but Chris,
it's a spiced condiment. It's delicious. You will love it. I guarantee it.
Chris, before I go,
I got very excited, Chris. I think I'm gonna have to eat some coleslaw tonight.
I love it.
I have one condiment I want to just throw out there. Okay? One condiment. Ready?
All right, go ahead.
So listen, I'm a picky eater. I'm a very, very picky eater. Okay, the other day, Chick-fil-A, not my choice. Avocado ranch, bussin'. Talk about it. Didn't need any ketchup. Oh, come on. Oh, man.
You are over there.
Am I the only one with this avocado ranch?
No, Tony's over there with you. But like, you're literally just getting green food dye in paste with black specks.
Oh, come on, Chris. I'll tell you one thing about Chick-fil-A. People cape for these Chick-fil-A sauces all the time. It's just sugar. Y'all just like sugar.
Chick-fil-A just sugar.
Wait a minute. But the avocado ranch
and mayo
sugar based.
All right, Caleb, save us. You are home to the birth of the chicken wing. There are 3 places that I actually have been within Buffalo or Syracuse. Sean, you might have actually been there. Well, I don't even know if there's there anymore. Give us your best chicken sandwich around where you are. And then you can cry and complain about living in Buffalo, getting 10 feet of snow.
All right. So it's actually at the restaurant I just quit from, 2 weeks ago. They have this chicken sandwich with this. It's called Bear sauce. It's almost like a mix of. It's got a little bit of a barbecue-y kind of ting to it, and then a little bit of hot sauce and a few other things mixed in there. All put on a sandwich. Above it is fresh. Sliced pickles that they grow actually in the greenhouse behind. It's at this place called Yelling Goat. It's delicious, and they have these. They're almost like King's Hawaiian rolls, but better. So if you ever are in Buffalo, go to Yelling Goat and order a chicken sandwich. It's the best chicken sandwich you'll ever eat.
Malika asked, "What's Chris's favorite sandwich?" I think that's a question for the room too.
Oh,
I think we should
okay.
get to that.
Classic sandwich, BLT International Sandwich, the Bon May. If you're going out at night and you're coming back home, cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak for me, obviously. But if it's not a cheesesteak, I love a turkey pesto. Like a turkey pesto sandwich is top.
All right. All I see is the need for mayo and the need for hot sauce.
It's either a garlic aioli or a pesto mayo blend. It's amazing. I'll put you on. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got a recipe.
All right.
What's everybody else's favorite sandwich?
It's the turkey issue with me.
It's turkey. A hater.
It's not a hater.
Sandwich person, and I also don't like condiments like that. So I think I should sit this one out.
Oh no, absolutely not. You can choose pizza. Pizza is nothing more than an open face sandwich.
You forgot I don't eat cheese.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then you want to come up here and criticize my desire to promote a healthy alternative to nasty plain French fries
with pepper and salt in it. Nobody's eating that.
Well, one, there is no paste and pepper and coleslaw. That's ranch dressing, and you should avoid it at all costs, like the plague. It's like literally the white ketchup, like not anything better. It's just garbage.
Listen, really all condiments can go besides ketchup and maybe barbecue sauce. But
okay, so that's just
another level of hate from me because it's not appetizing. It's
you are talking about adding more sugar to sugar and tomato processed stuff. Like I can't, like barbecue sauce is literally like ketchup wearing a corset and about 10 pounds of makeup.
What benefit does mayonnaise have?
What benefit does mayonnaise have? Well, actually, that's a really good question. So the very first thing you have to understand with mayonnaise, since it's fat-based, your taste receptors actually improve the reception of taste of the food you eat. And then also when you're talking texturally, if you provide it the right way, it provides a moisture barrier and your sandwiches, keeping the bread from going soggy. And if you want to make a grilled cheese sandwich, you do not use butter.
Yes!
You use mayonnaise.
I came off mute to say I've been toasting stuff lately with mayonnaise on the outside.
You use mayonnaise.
It's the best crust.
And this is why.
This is wild.
This is why. You would have to get clarified. You'd have to get your butter clarified to remove the milk proteins and then allow it to kind of solidify to near room temperature. Then use a brush to do what mayo does, which is provide an even coating, right, of oil, which then crisps the bread to make you the perfect grilled cheese sandwich. You don't like grilled cheese, so you know that's fine, but you may know someone who does, right? And just imagine if you took the time to make them a grilled cheese and you remembered to use mayonnaise, they will forever remember you. That's how good mayonnaise is as a crust and cooking agent for sandwiches. It's real good stuff. Real good.
I respectfully disagree, but that's just me.
All right. Well, hey, it's okay. What?
No,
you asked the question, and this is the fallout.
No, the nerdiness of it all. My
Very
favorite,
much.
my favorite sandwich to this day, and I don't have it as much. That's the funny thing. I don't have it as much. Is a hot pastrami and Swiss on rye. That's my favorite. I don't have it as often as I would like, but definitely it's a treat when I do have it. Hot pastrami and Swiss on rye, for sure.
Rye bread is definitely underrated, y'all. Like bad rap. Your parents lied to you. You need to get some good rye bread.
Yeah, with pastrami meat, no homo. Pastrami meat on rye bread.
It's classic. It's so classic. What's the deal with brown breads disappearing? Like, where's pumpernickel? Why do we not eat more pumpernickel?
Price would go up, and nobody wants to make it and sell bread at $5 a loaf. Joel hopped up here. We'll go back to you, Tony, but I want to make sure Joel can get up here and also talk some Nets coming across the pond over there in Amsterdam, right? Netherlands. No, you just moved, I think, to Germany. Host of the International Brooklyn Nets podcast with another Euro Nets fan that haps into the spaces ran by Nets Kingdom AJ and Brandon and Saint. Joel, our friend. Joel, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Your favorite sandwich and your thoughts on coleslaw.
So first of all, I have to praise you, Chris, because your Americans, for us Europeans, are very funny when it comes to, for example, geography or thinking like America is the world, like calling yourselves world champions when you only play a sport that's been played in the United States. I hate that kind of stuff. And I also hate y'all for your ketchup and things like that. But you actually praised mayonnaise and, make grilled cheese with mayonnaise. Like, I'm perplexed, really. Like, I'm loving this.
To be fair, I am a chef. Like, I understand this. And to also be fair, I espouse the truth. Ketchup is trash. It's not even ketchup. The people in this country who think they're eating ketchup really literally are eating nothing more than sugar tomato reduction with water, right? Ketchup, true ketchup, is a condiment with the consistency of a little bit looser than harissa, right? It also has several different distinct flavors depending upon where it's made. For instance, if you go to Germany and you get ketchup, it's going to be phenomenally different than if you go to the UK. UK will have a brighter, sweeter ketchup. Germany has a more savory ketchup because they have a more savory palate. And within Germany, you could get currywurst and you can get curry ketchup. And like curry ketchup should be the only ketchup because it actually has flavor.
Why do you know these things, man? Why do you know these things?
I've lived everywhere, man. Like I can't, I've lived in Germany, England, deployed to Iraq, deployed to Afghanistan, Northern Africa. I'm everywhere. Like I'm international without the money.
Wow.
Wish I had the money. The money would be cool.
Very good. And I must say that sometimes, when I only have some like fast food or whatnot, when I'm in the States, and then there's like only ketchup, I get so frustrated. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these fries? Like what am I supposed to do with this sandwich? Like, why is there no mayo, right?
And then they charge you.
Yeah.
They charge you if it's not ketchup.
Yes.
So greedy here. Also, by the way, for all of you who do not know, I gave Bankai, I think it was yesterday, some German dishes. Here are some dishes that I think you would want from international fare. The first one we'll go with is peri peri chicken. If you have not had peri peri chicken,
you're really speaking my language today. You're doing so good.
It is a phenomenal dish, right? It's better than the fried chicken here. It's better than El Pollo Loco, if you know what that is. Shout out to you. And there are different variations throughout the swath of Southern Africa, right? Not just South Africa, but Southern Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like curry. There's different types in different places. So go out there on your Google machine, right, and check out peri peri chicken.
Jollof rice too. Hit that one too. Yeah. I'm in like a South African kind of. That's the kick I'm in at the moment for culinary shit.
So there you go. I'm gonna give you that. PERI twice. Peri peri. Jay, your hand's been up. We'll get to you right after Joel. Joel, go ahead and talk about your Nets because I know that's what you want to do. We'll give you 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah, and also my favorite sandwich, by the way, it's called chow su. My parents are from Suriname, which is in South America. And it's a former Dutch colony, and it's basically roasted pork, and it's like the best thing ever. The Chinese have a version of it as well called char siu. Look it up; it's delicious. And when it comes to Brooklyn,
and by the way, that's CHAR space SIU.
Correct. Wow, Chris. Okay, you're right. Thanks. So when it comes to Brooklyn, like I'm happy just that Ben is slowly playing, like he can. A lot of people wanted to trade him. Some people wanted him to quit basketball. But, you got to have faith and you got to have patience when you're a Nets fan. We've been through so much. So, Jacque Vaughn is superior to Nash. I believe that we could make the playoffs with Nash and make a run. So I believe we can make a run with Jacque Vaughn. Let's see what happens before the trade deadline. But, things are looking up. Kai coming back on Sunday. Let's go Nets.
Outstanding. Jay, then James. We'll get you in there. And then I have another joke. It's going to be good. Jay, go ahead.
Okay. 3 things. I just wanted to tell the Joel that I am playing Football Manager. I am managing Willem 2. Sorry.
Wow.
And I got him up to how do you pronounce that league? That's what I really want to know. The Premier League in the Netherlands. How do you pronounce it?
It's Eredivisie.
Eredivisie. Okay.
Yes.
I got him in there. Looking mid-table. And the other thing I wanted to ask Nets fans is, do you think this team would have had the same juice if Nash was the coach and Kyrie was gone? Because there's reports that Kyrie wasn't even running the plays that Nash was calling.
Hell no.
Okay. I was just asking. It was just a thought,
pretty
they both left
resounding.
at the same time. it was just a thought.
That was pretty resounding right there.
It was.
Wrestling came out. Jeez.
It was.
All right, James, hop in here. We'll close out with Brooklyn Nets cast. We'll get a reset with this joke that I definitely want to share because I remember the books. That's really all it is. I remember the books, and I'm actually having a visual memory of said book. James, go ahead. I'm pretty sure you're coming up here to once again praise coleslaw and offer a real fine delicacy of some type of Caribbean sandwich.
Oh yeah, but here's the kicker. Derrick Rose should go to the Spurs, first of all. I said that last year. Now, I don't understand why you're trying to kill people. That mayonnaise is just as bad as hot dogs. So why
not if you make it yourself, man. Not if you make it yourself. It's a clean oil and an egg.
Who is making mayonnaise themselves, Chris?
I am. Literally takes you 5 minutes. It takes you 5 minutes to make mayonnaise. That's
this is not an invitation for you to explain to us how to make mayonnaise.
You're a terrorist.
Yo, you just need a bowl, egg, oil, and an acid. That's it. What are you doing? This is not hard.
You're writing a manifesto right now.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Apparently not making mayonnaise at home. Like
I got it in the refrigerator. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, James. Like this is getting out of hand.
Man, don't you know? You let mayonnaise sit and rot for a while. You can take the oil from the mayonnaise and light it.
Oh yeah, because it's a fat, like it's an oil.
Okay, so why are you trying to kill people with this mayonnaise stuff?
Oh, I'm not trying to kill anybody. All I'm simply saying is if you apply it properly, it provides a better textural experience.
But you remember we talked about hot dogs. Over time, you taking 30 to 40 minutes off your life.
Bro, hot dogs is completely different. Like one, you don't know what meat is in there. Like it says chicken, pork, and beef, but you don't know what parts of the chicken, pork, and beef. Second, like the fillers that is used with the chemical additives are not in homemade mayonnaise. Now, if you out there, slumming with Dukes and Hellmann's, like, yeah, you put 2 tablespoons on there, you're getting 180 calories and some fat arteries. But
there you go.
If you get yourself some like avocado oil and you make yourself at home with no additives, it stays in your fridge 5 to 7 days, right? And it's not as bad as an alternative. And also, what you do is if you don't want to use it as a condiment, right, you make yourself some creme fraiche. That's it. Like literally 2 ingredients in a bottle.
I've never agreed with you more on food in one day than I have today. And I'm disagreeing so hard about this mayonnaise stuff, but you're winning on the margins. I'm not going to lie to you, Chris.
That's what I asked. That's how I do it every day, one day at a time. Just winning on the margins.
Is mayonnaise good on French fries then? So
I'm not from Montreal. And I don't eat French fries. So, like, there you go. There's your answer. Like, I don't know why would you waste perfectly good mayo on French fries?
You don't eat French fries.
What, like, if it's there and it's the only option, sure.
Jasmine.
Like, but like, why would I want to go eat?
What?
They're not as good as chips.
What?
Like, all right, we need to get back to basketball. Brooklyn Netcast after this, ladies and gentlemen.
We got to talk about the Nets. Oh, God.
No, I don't know if he's going to talk about the Nets. We have games tonight we need to talk about. We're in the third hour of Hoop Spaces. And if you're down below, the 97 of you that have been rocking with us, some of you all show, thank you. Shoot everybody up here, follow if we provided value. But like more importantly, for me, like there's only 33. Like there's 32 in one quote. There's only 33 engagements here. Like I'm trying to get to 50, and some of y'all are cackling down there. You're cackling because like you're enjoying this, and I hear you cackling through the ether, not the Ethernet or the internet, but the ether, as in like never mind. And all we ask is that you engage. That's it. I don't think it's too much to ask for 5 seconds of your time if we're giving you 3 hours of banging entertainment with basketball coverage. Brought to you by Slam Goods, slamgoods.com. Head over there now. Pick up the Kobe Bryant trilogy, $30. Use promo code HoopSpace to save 15%. That's $450. And then you can go buy one. Well, actually, you can't even buy one of these chicken sandwiches now because everybody jacked the prices up. But what you can do is you can go get some oil, eggs, and acid and make some homemade mayonnaise, and you'll taste the difference. Pick up some sharp cheddar, white American, make yourself a traditional grilled cheese using the mayonnaise, and you will smile as you bite down on that tastiness. Add a real bag of chips, not Pringles. Get a real bag of potato chips, skip the fries, get some coleslaw on the side. There you go. Fire. Has nothing to do with Slam Goods, but if you head over there, you still save 15% using the promo code HoopSpaces. Yeah, there you go. I'll give myself a point. Brooklyn Netcast, good afternoon, good morning. I think you probably still have about, 8 hours of snow work worth going on? Like, it's rough out there. Give us an update.
With the snow?
Yeah.
I really hope I don't have to go into work tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping we get snowed out. But like there is no way of me pulling out of the driveway. The streets are still like full of snow. There's been a bunch of plows, but it just keeps coming down. It's just heavy snow right now. Which is expected. This is like the warmest that like Lake Erie has been in a while at this point in the year. So this was kind of expected with that cold front coming from Canada. It was going to be really bad, and it's going to keep snowing. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But I'm getting snowed into a bunch of great basketball games tonight. Tonight's going to be an elite night for basketball.
Yep. Go ahead and let's see. What game are you looking forward to? We'll get ready to set the schedule, and we'll pick up Jay the Wakanda after you.
So the first one I'm interested in looking at is the Bucks 76ers. That's always a fun matchup with Giannis and Embiid. They're both playing, I think. So whoever knows. Nuggets Mavericks as well. They're both two very exciting, fun teams to watch. And then I'm going to try and tune in a little bit, too, to the Celtics Pelicans. They all play, Bucks 76ers play at 7:30. And Nuggets, Mavs, and Celtics Pelicans play at the same time. But I'm going to keep switching back and forth. And maybe I'll use both my TVs today, and I'll watch both at the same time. But it's a great night for basketball. There's so many nice matchups that should be fun.
Over here with two TVs.
Yeah, I was going to say wild flex. I'll let it be. But
you know what I was doing when I was 19? Not having two TVs.
Netcast it's been nice the past few weeks
all right.
with the pay, so we'll take it.
All right. Well, congratulations on the niceness of the pay. Jay, the Wakanda tech support, what are you looking forward to this evening?
I'm looking forward to seeing the Grizzlies and to see if they can actually defend Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm also looking forward to seeing Boston, New Orleans. I'd like to see how Boston deals with the glut of wings that New Orleans can throw at Jalen and Jason. And of course, I'm looking forward to Wizards Heat because, like I said, Wizards have been my sneaky, play-in team to watch all year, and I've really enjoyed Kyle Kuzma's leap. So those are the things I'm looking forward to.
If they beat Miami tonight, it's so bad.
They probably do. I mean, at this point, Jovic is getting so much run tonight.
Hey, since the World Cup is coming up, Chris, why was Cinderella so bad at soccer?
Why was Cinderella so bad at soccer?
She kept running away from the ball.
Okay, can I give my preview of what games I'm looking forward to?
Absolutely. Thank you for saving us, Malika. That was a 4 out of 10. We give Jay the Wakandan tech support a kudos for the attempt. Well, Malika, what games are you looking forward
Jay,
to?
that was a nice try, though. You about to go down a slippery slope. That was a lead-in for Chris to go down one of those side things. But I actually am looking forward to a weird game: the Knicks versus the Warriors. The Warriors, haven't looked in sync, and something doesn't look all right in Denmark with the with the dumb joke. I don't even know what it means, but something doesn't look right with the Warriors. Even though I think they're missing some of the players they lost, like GP2's defense. It's something not right. So I'm looking forward to that game to see if the Knicks can pull off that win. I'm also looking forward to the Suns and the Jazz, and not really the Lakers and Pistons, but even though people will be watching that. But I'm looking forward to the Nuggets and Mavericks. I'm also curious of that matchup because the Mavericks, are they going to perform? They need to perform better with Luka because sometimes it looks like it's Luka and the Mavericks, like Diana Ross and the Supremes. So those are the other matchups I'm looking forward to besides the ones that Netcast said. And I don't have two TVs. I just have a big screen for my computer. So that's how I do two games. I have one on my big screen and then I put one on my TV. So it's like I have two screens. I just put the league pass on my computer and watch the national game. That's how I do those.
All right. I depends on the mood that I'm in. I only have one TV, but like I have it set up where I could probably watch on 4 screens if I wanted to. We have Hoops Faces Ryan up here, and he might have missed out on this conversation earlier. We talked about therapy, and therapy is important. I wanted to bring this up again because I am of a certain age, and there was a book. The book was called Where Was Waldo, right? And if you remember that book, and you are of a certain age, you had to sit in front of that book because your parents made you. But you might not have known that Waldo is also an advocate for therapy. Hoops Faces Ryan, do you know why Waldo went to get therapy?
I do not. Why did Waldo go to get therapy, Chris?
To find himself.
All right, Chris, then I got one for you. I would like you to prepare to file this as the muffin joke in your cachet of jokes. Now, this one will not be child appropriate, but I want you to save this one, all right? So, 2 muffins are sitting in an oven, right? One muffin turns to the other muffin and goes, "Man, I'm getting kind of worried. It's getting pretty hot in here." And the other muffin looks back at him and goes, "Holy shit, a talking muffin!"
I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
So save that with your jokes.